Hi, I'm Ian.
And I'm Jamie from King Voodoo.
And you're watching the Paranormal Brew.
I hurt myself where I can hide to mask 1,000 different feelings deep inside. When I've had all I take, then I'll bite down until the flow of blood has died. Then I'll take this life is mine, 'cause I know that I'll be fine. And I'll take my time, 'cause I know that I'll be fine. Sometimes in this life feel 1,000 cuts in perfect little lives.
Now everybody's quiet.
Torn out hearts.
Our school has made it this far.
Photographs with faces scratched away. We're left with questions why.
I mean, just the fact they made it that far.
And I'll take
like number 6 or 7.
this life is mine, 'cause I know that I'll be fine. And I'll take my time, 'cause I know that I'll be fine.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry that went a little longer. I wasn't going to play my original intro, but I couldn't find the 30-minute timer. All right, so I have some awesome people already waiting. So I want to bring everybody in. Haunted MZ, my
Hello, everybody.
And if you guys don't remember me talking about how awesome Justin Bamforth is, and how Justin Bamforth had somebody on that had received the phone calls from what you're looking at is what we think. This is Gary Subbrink. Thank you so much for coming on. You have no idea. I mean, it's an honor to have you on. I love it. Kayla Miner.
Hi.
She is a ghost, Mark Nesbitt's Ghost of Gettysburg.
Yes.
She also does what's the Gettysburg, where people can go to like get your
Welcome to Gettysburg.
Welcome to Gettysburg. If you have any questions, you do the Welcome to Gettysburg thing.
Right.
And also made sure that my soldier picture went up on Mark Nesbitt's wall.
We actually, our opening day is tomorrow. So
awesome. Wow. Awesome. And we have Mr. Ron Murphy. Hello, dear sir. He's been on
Oh.
the show a lot.
Yes, I'm honored to be here. And watching your retrospect actually brought a bit of a tear to my eye.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You
Thank
should be
you.
very proud of yourself. It's one of my favorite shows.
Oh, well, I am very so much.
Tara, who does that second song, that slower song? Is
It's
that
the
the
same
same?
group. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, same guys. Yep, they're awesome.
Hey, Ron, long time no see.
Hey, I'm telling you, Kayla, this is awesome.
Yes, it is.
Here is two
All
of
right.
the original two of my original trio crew, should I say?
Hi, everybody.
And Tony.
Here's
Hello. Cheers. Look,
Oh,
Darren.
what is that?
Old
I
Miller
thought that was a
Lite.
baby bottle for a
Glory
minute.
life.
back in the
This
day.
is one of Meg's glasses. It's Gettysburg glass.
Awesome.
All right. I don't know where I'm at here. Numbers. Greg. I
Oh.
think we all know who Greg is.
Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Greg is awesome. He's been on Paranormal Brew. Also, he runs Fort Mifflin. And
Paranormal.
yes, and I also love that he's the only guy that's allowed to use me whenever he wants, because he needs help. So he calls me. He's like, "Hey, I got an event. You want to come help?" Yep, I'll be there. So I
Awesome.
appreciate that. And my lives go up onto Paranormal Brew from there and everything. So appreciate it. And one more for right now. None other than Mr. Rich Razzle. Do we all know each other?
Hey, Rich.
Hey, how is everybody?
Good.
Good.
How are
Hey, Rich.
you?
So
Dark there, Rich.
everybody here, everybody that's right here right now, the man up here by the number 5, Gary.
How you doing?
You have no idea. Like I had Justin Bamforth on, and he played these phone calls. This is the gentleman that received those phone calls from. I don't think it was anybody. I mean, what year was that, Gary?
That was in, I think, 93 or 92. I have to go look it up.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know about voice changers and stuff like that, but that was odd.
It was.
It is one of my favorite episodes, though, that I did with Justin. And then when you came on afterwards, I had literally, I begged him. I said, Jason Ellis, come on. Sure, anytime. Gary, come on the show. I don't do shows. Gary, come on. Like every other month, I'm like begging him to come on. He finally said yes. I was like, come on. So thank you. And you're here.
Yep.
So awesome. So thank you so much, Rich. What's going on?
Not much. Getting things starting to get back to normal after the whole COVID stuff. My local team's back doing investigations again. We kind of took a step back for a while. Didn't want to bring anybody into homes or et cetera, et cetera. Paranormal night resumed at the libraries. That's been really my main focus lately, is educating the public.
Yeah.
Getting folks to understand the difference between TV and what we do as investigators in real life. I guess real life's a good word for that. But that's where I've been spending most of my time, and it's really exciting getting back. I've had Kelly Miller in to help us out. Coming up, Frank Sinelli's going to come up and help me out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, of course, Bob Christopher will be hanging out somewhere along the way.
Awesome.
Things like that.
I hope Bob, if there's any big events, he knows, ghostly excursions or anything like that, he knows to call me.
Yeah. Last time I talked to him about that, they kind of took a step back, some health stuff and things like that.
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm hoping they'll get back into it.
I hope so too.
Oh, so what's going on with everybody else? I mean, we know. I look back at my old episodes. And it's okay if nobody has ever seen an old episode, because I'm sure Mike and Beth would probably agree with me when they come on. That was definitely. I look back and I'm like, how did I keep going, and how did I end up here? You know what I mean? I mean, I've had so many people, wonderful. All of you have been awesome. You've all been guests. Sabrina and Anthony, you guys rocked as my co-hosts. I loved having you guys.
Thank
You know,
you.
so I just want to say thank you for everything that you guys have done for me, or for the brew, should I say?
See, I'm sporting Brew. Wait, where is it? Where is it? There you
Yep,
go.
yep.
There you
I
go.
have to get more shirts made.
Well, Taryn, you do a good show, and you get a lot of good guests, and you get a wide variety of people in the paranormal field. I think I enjoy that, like all kinds of different opinions and viewpoints in the paranormal community. I think it's great.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I mean, everybody I've had on, I made one or two mistakes. But mostly everybody that I have, whatchamacallit, that I've had on has been fantastic. So thank you.
I am very proud of you, Taryn.
Yeah,
Thank
happy
you.
birthday. Happy birthday. I'm like, happy birthday.
Well, it kind of is. I mean,
Birthday,
birthday. I don't know what to call it, you know?
Right. Anniversary birthday. It's the birth of Paranormal Brew.
Right. Yeah. It's Paranormal's born day. So let me see we got. All right. So
Hey, Megan.
What happened?
That's Megan saying hi. I just said hey to her. Megan.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys wanted to stay or talk, hang out. I probably should have scheduled, but I guess like I didn't know what to do. So, I'm just going with it.
Why don't you just start talking about how it started, like as far as where the name came from and like how it started, was around.
That's the thing. Mike and Beth, I just found out. Beth is watching. Yeah. So that was the thing. Mike and Beth, I just found out are going to come on. So she just said, Mike said, send the link to come on to. Okay. Sorry guys. Gosh.
I'll send the link to Beth.
She said to send it to
mail to the bunker.
Yeah, mail to the bunker at gmail.com.
Mail to the bunker. Okay. Yeah. You do you, and I'll send it to her.
Okay. And like I said, if anybody has to go, just go ahead and go, because there is people waiting. So if you guys have to go, don't feel bad. And then, because I can always just bring somebody else in. Pam's Pam's back there. I think I can. Pam.
Hey.
Where?
We're at the Hoover House, and they're so loud tonight. My friends
I know. Go in there and go in there and go see them.
I am. I'm gonna hand off the phone. Everybody loves you.
This is taking care of 7 people that would have been coming on right now.
Ready?
I'm supposed to be there.
Who?
Hi.
Uh-oh.
Don't you? Hi, Dave.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Solomon wants to say congrats.
Congrats.
What are you doing, an investigation?
Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Happy birthday or something.
It's 5-year anniversary. Show-iversary.
Yes.
Happy birthday,
Hi,
Paranormal Brew.
Wes
Happy
Coleman.
birthday, Paranormal Brew. Happy birthday, Paranormal Brew. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Awesome.
Hey, Tara, everybody.
Hey there.
How are
Happy
you?
5th anniversary. Woo!
Thank you.
That's just happy 50th.
Happy 50th.
I love you.
Love you.
I love you, girl.
Hi, Carl.
Hi, guys.
Taryn, hi.
Everyone.
I heard our friend Ajung sent you a video of her playing piano?
Yes, I have to play that video. Yep.
Please do. You probably want a song, don't you?
Yes. Are you going to sing for us, Carl?
Don't sing Sherry.
No, I'll do a little Hermit's Hermits. How about that? Yeah. Oh no, I'm not a crook. And if you think that's what I look, I'll tell you why and what me motives are. I'm leaning on a lamppost on the corner of the street in case a certain little lady comes by. Oh me, oh my, I hope that little lady comes by. She's not the kind of girl to be late for, but this girl I would break any date for. I don't have to ask what she's late for. She'd never leave me flat. She's not a girl like that. She's wonderful. She's marvelous. She's fabulous. She's beautiful, and anyone can understand why. I'm leaning on a lamppost on the corner of the street in case a certain little lady comes by. All right. Second verse.
Good job. Good job.
I got some popsicles down in the basement. You know, if you'd like to come over, you know, if you get all hot and sweaty, you can always take your shirt off and tie it around your waist.
Wait, I didn't realize I was popping into a musical. Thank you for that. Hi.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you? How are you?
Really good.
Oh, that's good.
Imagine your face is all red.
I know.
Hold on, I'm gonna.
What we said.
In 2 seconds.
What do you want to do with this one? She's got an awful pretty mouth. It's a line from Deliverance. I didn't make it up. It's a movie line. I'll be your huckleberry.
Thank you, Pam. I love you. Thank you guys. And I hope you have fun. I hope you guys catch some good stuff to share.
I do too. Thank you.
Those ghosts are in trouble over there. Good job, man.
Happy hunting. I'll see you next week.
All right, good. I love you.
I love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. So, oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry, Dustin.
Now, where's Justin?
You just
What? I don't see everybody, though. I don't see. You don't have to sing, Sherry. Sherry's like, I'm not coming in if I have to sing. Hold on. I don't know. Because Beth and Mike are trying to come in.
So I sent the link through the email. I'm not sure if they have it yet.
What, baby?
I'm gonna head out so you can let more people in.
Yes, as am I. As am I. I just wanted to say that hey, it was an honor to be here, and many more to you.
Absolutely.
And I'm a better person knowing you, and you're the best in the field. I think.
Oh my God, you're amazing, and I cannot wait for you to be on my show again.
I'm
and we
looking
have to get
forward
our
to it.
bat tattoos.
We have to get our bat tattoos. Absolutely, I will hold
I
you
don't
to
even
that.
want to know.
All right, guys.
This week,
Yes, we'll
Erin.
see ya.
See ya. See you next week. All right. So now I can add. Whew.
All right, I'll go
Are
take
you
off
leaving
then
me?
too.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you know,
Yeah, I'll probably cut out pretty soon too, but I'll hang for a little bit.
All right. Awesome.
the climax.
What?
Is that water?
That's the moonshine.
Oh, no way.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
It's
my
separate,
thing.
End of the month. Discovery Channel.
Oh, really?
Discovery
And-
Channel?
Yeah, the moonshiners came to the fort.
It's in there.
Okay.
So, end of
All
April.
right. Awesome.
Cool.
All right, I'll see you.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for coming.
I'm lost. See, well, see my face.
All right. Hold on. Where's? All right. Mike. Yes.
Hey, we see your face.
Famous first. She comes on. Where is it?
Wait, can I just say that right now I am so happy that Michael Brown is here.
Yay.
I'm serious. Like so this is the person that actually started Paranormal Brew with me. Like I've always said, he came up with the name. You know, I did the logo, and we kind of just collaborated and started the show together. You know, and we were probably, it was just me and you. What for, Beth? When did you come in? Like a year, or wasn't? I don't even think it was that long.
Nah, like not shortly after that, right?
Maybe 6 months later.
Yeah, maybe 6 months, something like that. Yeah.
So, That's awesome. I'm so happy you guys are here. Sabrina and Tony and Beth and Mike, if you guys can just hang out as long as you can. I love that we're all together right now.
It's Friday night.
Yeah.
I actually have wine in here. It's not coffee, it's wine, so we're good.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say this isn't a dry cab room, is it?
All right, so I can bring.
Mike?
Is Sherry still there?
There you go.
She's very busy, so I just wanted to kind of maybe get her, but I don't see her anymore.
Oh, Kenny just popped in.
Yeah, hold on, wait a second.
Maybe
all right.
I guess everybody's on the East Coast.
Let me say 1, 2, 3.
Wait, this way? No, this way.
No.
Oh, there they are.
Everybody.
How many people's that now?
Hello.
That's 9.
We're the Brady Bunch.
Let's bring in the real power celebrity.
Yeah.
What's up, bitches?
Kenny.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Wait, who left? Did somebody leave?
No. You got 10 of us in here.
How did Darren come? I'm so
I was waiting in the wings to come in.
Like straight to it.
Poor Dustin.
All right, so you know it's just crazy. So everybody know. So I want to reintroduce Mike. If you guys weren't listening, well, I think everybody knows except Tom and Nikki. Hi, Nikki, my wife.
Hi, my wife. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. So Tom's a part of BB3 TV. He streams on BB3 TV. He also streams on Paranormal Brew now.
Yep.
So does Darren.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that. But,
Listen, everybody.
You were telling
I was trying to introduce Mike. So Mike up here with Beth. Mike is the original creator of Paranormal Brew with me. So it was me and him first, and and then Beth came in, and then Sabrina and Tony. So OGs meet new G's.
Rich.
Hey, Gina.
We got
Who's that guy next to you?
Good job, Gina.
Mike.
World renowned.
I'm gonna head out.
Wait, Gary. Wait,
It's
Mike.
like-
That's Justin. Remember that Justin Bamforth where he had the guy with the 4 phone calls, the weird phone calls from wherever.
Yeah.
Up above you. That's the guy that got the phone calls.
Gary Sudbrink.
Oh.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
That is
That's awesome.
Awesome.
yeah.
Just show up.
I thought you would like that. Well, Mike, you have a show, right? You still doing the bunker?
Yeah, actually, it's interesting you bring that up because going back to Gary's case, these weird calls from a strange entity. I just posted my latest episode late last night, speaking to Christina Engelhardt, who was connected to the Italian director Federico Fellini. They became connected to Carlos Castaneda, began having all kinds of crazy experiences, and they were receiving similar phone calls that Gary described and recorded.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it went on for years, and it was crazy.
Oh, wow. I'll have to check that out. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Did he record any of it?
Did they record it?
None of this was recorded. This took place in like the 80s.
Oh.
And so they were getting all these just straight up phone calls while they were on the road. They would, for a quick example, they'd be driving through the desert, and oh yeah, there's her book there.
Oh wait. Wait.
I know it's weird.
Here.
I know.
Yeah. Towards the Moon with Fellini is the book.
Oh, okay.
This is her book. Yeah.
You're getting the glare from this screen.
Looks interesting.
Brett, glare from the screen.
Oh, look
But
Sorry, I can't maneuver well.
don't worry about it.
How much wine did you have already, Beth?
That's one bottle.
Was that the gallon jug?
I was gonna say the big bottle, yeah.
I got the Mikado bottle.
Yeah.
The box of wine.
Be all right.
That's awesome. Because Gary, you said that you don't get those phone calls anymore, right? And I don't
No,
think,
not like that. Yeah.
yeah. That is like the creepiest experience I ever had was listening to those phone calls, because I felt like I was intruding on something, like I wasn't supposed to be listening to it, but I couldn't stop listening to it. It was because it was so weird,
Yeah,
freaky. But
Pretty much like what you do with porn, right?
exactly. Did you see the group I'm going to start? It's literally the monogram. The monogram is PORN.
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot of viewers.
Yeah.
It's Paranormal Organization Research and Network.
This isn't
Yeah,
this isn't what I was looking for.
And the slogan
Yeah.
all it says is coming to a residential soon near you.
Working that angle. Work that angle.
So now I just have to get some people to be a part of my group.
Like a prophet.
Hi, Rob.
Yeah. Rob.
Hi, Bob and
Okay.
Gina. I'm sorry. I was like talking and Nikki, everybody. Hi.
Hi, Bob.
He's silent. 5 miles.
All right, Barry, were you saying you were going to go when I told you
Yeah,
you
I'm just
weren't
gonna-
allowed to?
Yeah, I'm just gonna head out. I'll talk to you guys later then.
All right, I will talk.
Nice
to you.
meeting
Thank
you.
you so
Nice
much for
meeting you,
coming on.
Gary.
You have no idea how much
Nice
I love you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was so awesome.
Taryn, I might cut out too.
All right,
Good.
Doc.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're going to be on the show coming up. Right?
Yeah, May 4th, right?
Yeah, May the 4th be with you. That's when you're coming on.
That's right. That's right.
Or
Corny.
or my favorite days.
I know. Wait, I got to take this 5 off.
I love it, Kenny.
How do I do this?
All right, I'll see you guys.
Thank you for coming on.
Bye.
Thank
And
you.
you too.
Later.
Why is it? There we go. If I look that way, that's better. That's better.
Is it?
Hi,
Hi. How are you?
We joined the party.
We're not worthy. Look at this group.
I know.
Look at this group.
No.
a little bit.
It's crazy.
This one's kind of straight.
Because you're looking at congratulations on your show. You want to keep the camera right in front of the screen, and then we don't people see anybody.
See what happens when you leave, Sherry?
Oh, so they can see us straight.
Sherry, are you in there?
They can see us straight.
Well, no, it's
Straight.
If you're in there, because
I feel
have to
better.
look
Thank you. Yep. Instead of that, I get it.
Instead of this,
I
to
got it.
look.
I got it.
I got it. Doesn't have a lot of time.
No, it's just,
This is old school. She's having technical difficulties, Beth.
I can see. I got it. I can look at the camera and see. But thank you.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
I have no idea.
I want to know about Donna's book.
I have my side eye.
Are you talking to who?
I just started messing with these cameras and started figuring that out.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Both.
He's whimpering.
Send him over here. I'll turn him into a trigger prop.
You ain't sticking one of your moles up his ass.
I thought Sherry was waiting. She's not waiting. I didn't know. I thought you were waiting. Sorry, dear. You take your time. Sherry, take your time. All right. So.
No, hurry up, Sherry. Get in here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Move it. Come on.
So Ron and Lourdes, they're I just love them, right?
Yeah.
They do the Kenny. Oh my God, Ron,
What?
you can explain it to Kenny.
Explain what?
The DRV.
We've had
Oh, you guys have already talked about it?
Yeah,
guys already
well,
talked
we had it at the what was it, in the first place in
The Lookout?
Gettysburg we brought it. Yes, the Lookout.
And the lookout.
Yeah, we were earlier on
Posted that-
with doing it. The beer
Yeah.
looks awesome, by the way.
It looks really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
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 Don't they look smart?
He looks smart.
Looks
Absolutely.
sophisticated.
I know you only needed that. It's the pipe. You're good.
Ron and
We know
Lourdes.
that.
A pipe? No, he's no
Above you
pipe.
guys
pipe.
is Mike and Beth, and Mike is actually the person that me and him started the brew together. So it was just
Nice.
me and him in
Very
the
good.
beginning. So
to
I just
meet
wanted to
you.
introduce him, give him his credit. But like I always do. And when people ask me the shows I go on, they say, you know, how'd you start Paranormal Brew? And I say, well, you know,
Drunk.
I bring up Mike and we left a group. We left a group that we didn't want to be a part of anymore, and,
That's
you
several,
know,
actually.
and just decided to do it. You know, and you know, honestly, it wasn't a bad breakup. I mean, he wasn't into the Facebook and the Facebook thing. He wanted to lean more towards just doing the internet radio type stuff. You know, so that was what it came down to, and I respected that. You know, but.
Radio.
I miss him. We had fun. We had, you know, that's why I put those videos in there because you know we did have fun together.
Facebook is fun, but
Yeah.
the algorithms kill you on Facebook sometimes. Like if you
they do.
say my child was tired and then the kid napped, they go, oh, kidnapped, boom, off.
What's
Right.
so funny
Oh,
because
yeah.
today I
Oh,
got
yeah.
a warning. I never got a warning.
You got a warning?
I got a warning because Sean Austin posted that he was engaged or whatever. And I was like, oh, congratulations. And then other people were saying, this better not be a Facebook April Fool's thing. So I put, I'm a bunch of this an April Fool's joke.
Oh
and I
yeah,
got
no,
warned.
yeah. I wasn't allowed to do anything for like a week because there
Tara
was
was
a video
naughty.
posted about this woman she was abusing a dog while she was grooming her. And I'm like, if that was my baby, I would go down there and kick her. You know,
Yeah, right?
no, they
It's
put
great. Like,
like,
all you
She held
get is
herself
Facebook
there.
jail.
She held herself.
I've never been in Facebook jail, and I curse out everyone.
I haven't either.
At certain topics, Kenny, at certain topics.
and then
It's like, oh, what is it? And I said, well, I could tell you, but I'd have to blank you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I go,
Oh.
There you go. I'm gonna
And
blank
then,
a blank out of you.
Yeah, you're
I'm good.
We
Hey,
went in
radio,
jail.
you can get away with anything.
Again, because then it's, then you.
And then you know what? They're a-holes because they know what I do because they banned me from going live for 60 days. 60 days. I wasn't allowed to go live. When I had Jason Halls on. I think you guys were on.
Yeah.
Because it was that whole month of November. And it was like I
Right.
had Sam Bautista on, I had Jason Halls on, I had Sherry on, you
tell
guys. It was like such an awesome
It's
month.
probably because you had Bob on. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
There you
Taryn.
go.
Taryn, great story for you. Great story for you. So, when you were on our show, we said at the end of the show, I know I won't. We said, hey, how can people support you and where can they find your show and stuff? And so you said, well, I'm here and there. Well, I'm usually on Facebook, but my show got banned because I said, and then you said the word on our show, and then 30 minutes later,
We got
boom.
taken down.
We've been laughing about it since it happened. It was
I
funny.
never knew.
You got taken down.
Taryn, you're spreading the wealth.
I am so sorry.
What did you say?
Okay, it was funny.
It's just me. It's me. I think they assign certain Facebook workers to certain
She even
people
said
that
like
they know are
nobody
like
else was on if you're
what?
Oh, wait. Can I hear?
Oh,
Your mic's on, right?
Talking.
that?
I was like, what?
I know.
But I think I have somebody assigned to me that just follows me around. And it's like,
What? Can I hear?
Once
So
you're
I
on the
probably
list,
did.
man,
What?
I'm sure.
You're on
once
the
you're
hit list.
Karen, you know you
Can
can.
you hear us?
No.
Wait a minute. There's an act going on here. Wait a minute. You can't hear it.
what is happening?
It's you, Bob.
I told you they can.
Oh, Beth and Mike can't hear us. Look at them.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Wow.
What's going on?
You're just gossiping about you. Don't worry about it.
Facebook, oh yeah, Facebook puts me in the corner. For sure.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry I'm not getting to the comments. I probably should have somebody putting the comments, but you have to
Taryn, you need to
Rob, look like you're supposed to be helping me. I'm like,
That's
I
the
don't
next
have
step,
comments over
Karen.
here.
Next time, the next step is to get a producer that can sit over in the corner
Yeah.
and monitor the comments, kick out the Russians that put porn links in your chat room, all that stuff. You did a great job.
I'm gonna bring in.
why I have
I'm
Mama
just gonna
Big
bring in
Boots
Sharon really quick, only because I know she's got a group at Rolling Hills, but I just want to bring her.
Darren, we're gonna jump out too.
I'm
Oh,
gonna,
okay.
So
I'm gonna
Thank you for
pop
coming
on out of here
on.
too as
Love you,
well.
girl.
So
Love you, lady. Bye, guys.
Hey, Taryn.
5 years.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Ron. You guys gotta stay on because we're gonna play your DRVs.
That's a heart.
You leaving?
Yeah, Harley and I are gonna say goodnight.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute.
Oh, everybody meet Harley Quinn.
Oh, hi,
And it's
Oh, what a love.
We should go get the
Happy
cat.
birthday again, Taryn.
Thank
Great
you so
job.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
All right.
watching, Rich.
Bye, Rich.
Bye.
You know,
Hey, Taryn, I just got to say, that's a really cool background you got there. I love that background. Look at that background. No, I mean,
Listen.
your background, your Gettysburg thing, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, thank you,
Awesome.
Kenny. Thank you, Kenny Bitter,
Why did
for
you take the picture?
doing that for me.
Oh, you made the background.
It does look good.
All right,
It
so
looks good.
so I can bring in.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Well,
Shit.
and I'm gonna bring in. Let me just bring in. Hold on, before I introduce you, Sharon. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Maybe she's in the dark.
Right, well, I'm just gonna leave her there because. Oh, but are you
You're
leaving?
gonna leave her there. Yeah, just leave her there.
You guys are leaving?
Yeah. So happy anniversary. Y'all have a great night.
Yeah, love you.
Bye, Bob.
Bye.
I gotta.
Love you guys.
Mwah. All right, so
Well, happy anniversary, Taryn.
yes.
Bam, wow.
What's up, Dom?
Man, wow.
What's
Yes.
up, Danny?
All right. So Dom
What's up?
He's a douche.
is he's part owner of BB3 TV with me, and he's actually the one that started it, and then asked Tom Nally to join, and then those two came to me and actually just asked me to be the first. I was the first show to stream on the network, and then whatchamacallit, let me remove this one. There we go. Oh wait, I don't know which one. So anyway, I'm trying to get Sharon on, but she's here twice. All right, there. So anyway, Dom. So then eventually they asked me to be a part owner with them. So the three of us are owners of BB3 TV. So Dom, Mike, and Beth over there in the corner. Mike is actually the one who started Paranormal Brew with me.
Awesome.
So yeah, so he and that's Dom. So Mike, yeah, he has a show now. Plug it, Mike, whenever you want. The Bunker.
Oh yeah, the bunker. It's
It's like internet, right? Internet radio.
It's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, a couple other ones.
Sharon.
Hi.
Sharon from Rolling Hills Asylum. Thank you.
Hi,
so
Sharon.
much.
Hi. Sorry about the building. We have a hunt going on, so I'm in.
I know. I'm good. Yeah, I know. I know you didn't have long. That's why I was kind of like trying to hurry up. So because every show I'm on, and every time somebody asks me or we talk about it on the brew, everybody's always like, "What was your most favorite place you investigated?" And Rolling Hills is number one. I love every place I've been to, but Rolling Hills was amazing. I mean, it was just, and you were like, guys, do whatever you want, but no provoking. And
You've got to come back out. You've gotta come back out. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
So exciting.
Rolling Hills, I mean, how you doing out there? Is this year better for you?
It's good. It's cold tonight, right, guys? It's about, I don't know. It's freezing. It's freezing in the building. It's probably like 35 or 40 degrees, 35 degrees. It's
How does hell down here?
So, but yeah, we're starting to pick up. Business is getting busy. We're selling out our Easter egg hunt at 70%. We only have a few tickets left.
Wow.
Should be really fun.
if I lived up there, you would literally, I would be your slave, and I wouldn't even care. I'm like, just let me investigate whenever I want, and I'll do anything you want.
Everyone's so far away from me.
Right. The only way to fix that.
What'd you say?
I said everyone's so far away from me.
Yeah, I know. But if you had like some big stuff, like I literally,
I'll fix it.
I got to get back up there. One time was nuts.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
It
That was
was.
like 8 years ago.
Yeah, and it left the mark, man. It's like right here. So
Yeah, you got some really good stuff in the morgue with the SLS cam.
yeah, and I got little kids singing "London Bridge is Falling Down."
Yeah,
Weird.
I got to turn that off.
So I mean, like I saw shadows and saw things, and I can't explain what I was looking at, and I mean, it was just amazing.
It's pretty crazy. People have been seeing a lot of full body apparitions. Shadow hallway and that whole ramp area has been off the hook. So,
all right.
Yeah, Rolling Hills. If you guys have not been to Rolling Hills, I mean, I'm not even kidding. It's about you haven't gone.
I'm on my phone and I can't see who everybody is. My eyes are so
Ron and Lourdes.
Hey, Taryn.
Yeah.
Taryn, real quick, we're gonna jump out. We wanted to come in and support you and say much love to you. You being a part of BB3, just being a part of the family was a no-brainer. Your family always. Kenny, it's always great seeing you. Donna, hello. Nice meeting everyone. But you always
guys later.
Paranormal Brews, much love.
Yeah, if you want to come in later, come in later.
Yeah, we got a bonfire outside.
Oh,
We'll check you guys later, man.
Drink up, bitches.
Hi. Nice meeting you.
So Ron and Lourdes, you guys have to go to Rolling Hills.
Thank you. I'm like getting like,
if you guys go and
because
you
you're
killing me though.
I would love it.
because the screen.
Right, but I couldn't see what everybody was doing. Thank you.
We've been wanting to go. So we'll make it out there one day.
You should make a plan, bring everyone all together. It'd be really fun.
Oh, it would be so fun.
I don't think it's too far from us. Party bus, yes.
Party bus.
Head
Yes.
out there with the peaches.
I mean,
Oh,
the
there you go.
architecture alone, you know what I mean? Just to go out, I mean, like, the place is just amazing. It's
It's
just
huge. It's 60,000.
Party bus with the peaches. Why do I feel like I need a permission slip from my mother?
You do.
Because you do. Yeah.
I mean, the
Sounds
property.
risque.
I mean, you literally to do like a full investigation. I mean, what would you think? How long would it take? Like to do
a week.
A week.
Yeah, to really knock it out.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a
It's like
great
Disney.
place
You can't do it in a day. Is that what it is?
Right.
Exactly.
It's 60,000 square feet, about 100 rooms.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's 3 buildings and a tunnel all connected. So
That's like 59,000 feet more than our house.
it's pretty big. I mean, it's really huge.
It's amazing.
Gonna get a party bus.
Wow.
So yeah, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And I mean, like, and just, you can just walk in there. I mean, the first half hour I was in there with my bare ear, and it was the first time I think I've ever heard anything with my bare ear.
Bare ears?
The bare ears?
Yeah,
You
like
have your dog ears or your cock ears?
my recorder. Because I can't say it was a disembodied voice. So I heard something with my bare ear that
Was all you have to say is I heard.
Bare ears. I heard it.
So Sharon. So anyway, Sharon.
Spoken bear language
So
or
just,
just
Taryn, just say clairaudient. Then you
Well, I didn't know I was. I hear this.
She's bare audience.
I swear.
You're clairaudient, not audience. Yeah.
But that was like, I heard this psych scream, and there was a group. There's like 30 of us, I think, and there's only 3 people that heard it. And we're like on the walkies. We're like, did anybody just scream? We were walking with everybody. We were we ran down the hallway from where we heard it from, and we were trying to find it. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "It's going to be a good night."
Pretty loud. She's really something.
Oh, no, that's something that is often.
Yeah, but it's just exactly how you said. Some people will hear and some people won't. You can be standing right beside somebody or 3 other people, and only 1 or 2 will hear, and nobody else will hear it. Or you'll get it on the audio recorder, and you don't hear it at all with your ears. It's so strange.
And it was opposite. It didn't show up on my recorder.
Yeah.
But it was loud. And those halls, if you scream, it travels, right? And so that's why we were radioing right away. Like, did somebody just scream? Did anybody else hear that scream? And nobody heard it. Everybody radioed back. Like, no, nobody screamed. It was like out of a horror movie. It's like scream. I was like,
pretty loud.
Somebody needs their meds. I'm not about to investigate with some crazy bitch at all. I'm kidding. I say that lovingly. I say that lovingly.
I get it.
Not being disrespectful.
Right.
But yeah. You guys got to go with the DRV. I would love to go and bring that.
Is that upstate? Is that upstate?
Yeah.
We're about 45 minutes between Buffalo and Rochester.
Okay. Oh, we were just at the Rochester Parafest.
Stephanie?
Oh yeah, it was like 20 minutes from there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We can do it.
We had a hunt that night. You should have come.
We're
back
actually
on
not
Saturday.
that far from Hinsdale, right? You're not far from Hinsdale.
About an hour and 15.
That's
hour
not
and
bad.
20.
I feel like we made it. There was like a trip where it was like Hinsdale, Wildwood Sanitarium.
Yeah, Taryn, remember when we went to Wildwood,
Yeah,
and then
yeah, it
from
was fun.
Wildwood we took a road trip to Hinsdale. It was like maybe an hour away.
Yeah, but it was when we were with South Jersey Ghost Research is when we went to Rolling Hills and we went to.
I missed that one. Ah.
That's the night. That was the night that it all happened.
Google says it's about an
Yeah.
hour and a half away. The Hinsdale house from.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. About that. Yep.
That's not too bad.
So yeah. I want to, Shar, if you have to go, you can go, but tell people how they can like rent out.
No, you can't go. Nope. Can't go. Sorry, cancel everything. You have to stay. Hang out with us.
Bring
him
Yeah,
on.
we're there twice, ready to go
Oh.
back.
Here I am.
Shit.
I want to get
Now
to
it's
because Ron and
great.
Lourdes,
Penny's here.
Ron and
I'm
Lourdes
leaving.
shared some DRVs with me that I was going to share on here, and then I also have to play this. I want to play something really quick.
I can't even see who else is on here.
I can't see anybody. So you can't see the people.
That's because I'm on my phone and everything is like teeny tiny.
Real tiny.
Oh gosh.
Like little.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm David Blaine. I'm an illusionist.
So I'm gonna play this really quick. This is so I asked Jeff Ballinger to come on, and he was like, he was busy, so he did a video for me, and I said he had to sing "Happy Birthday" to the Brew using his didgeridoo. So he did that for me.
Hello, Jeff Belanger here, and I just want to say congratulations to Taryn for 5 years of the Paranormal Brew. That's amazing. 5 years. That's a lot. You've got almost a kindergartner on your hands. So my gift to you is that I wrote a brand new theme song for your show, and you're free to use it. You can use it every time you start. I wrote it on the didgeridoo. This song is called Paranormal Brew in the key of awesome. Happy birthday.
That's probably the funniest. He's the
I was
funniest guy I
waiting for him
know.
to pass out.
I know, right?
He cracks me up. When he first started doing that, he does this on he does lives every once in a while. And he said, "Tell me what you want me to play." And I said, "Play New Kids on the Block, the right stuff." I really thought he was gonna bust out with New Kids on the Block. Where's that? No, and that's all. That's the only sound the thing makes. Literally a whole show doing it.
Yes.
Matthew.
Nice.
Hey,
Hello, Tom.
how are you?
Hello.
What's up?
Hello, guys. Beth and Anthony
Yes.
and Sabrina and Mike
Hi,
and
yeah,
you all,
you guys
and all you
remember
new people that I
that.
don't know. Great to meet you all. So,
Nice to meet you.
Me too.
Okay. So Matt, he does the DRV that I was telling you about.
oh,
That
that's
we
cool.
were doing, where he hooks up to the we have to try that with. So we investigated, me, Beth, Mike investigated with the SRS. It was kind of by accident, really. I think I don't know what happened, but it wound up being SRS. They're from Tennessee. They came up and we were at Wildwood Sanitarium.
Yes.
I remember that very well.
Yeah.
Yes, Matt. Yes, it was a great weekend.
It
Yep.
was a lot of fun. It was. It
Yeah.
was a good time. Wildwood Sanatorium was
Yes.
was wild. It was good.
I got
Yes.
you guys to put Taryn in the bathtub.
We did. That was a lot of fun
Yeah,
too.
I do remember that.
And we did a seance, which was good too.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. That was really good. It was a great weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot
Kenny-
of fun, you guys.
Kenny
Thank you.
And Kenny never said anything about my videos. I'm not saying I
Do
want
you
you to.
want me to? Because I can say a lot of shit.
No.
Oh no, don't
You be nice.
Not Kenny Biddle, no way.
It's Paranormal Brew's birthday. You be nice.
I love Kenny Biddle and his wife.
He's a parasite.
I'm just sitting here tripping out looking at Mike. I haven't seen you in forever, man.
I know. I literally found out. What did I find out? Like an hour before I was going to go on, Beth messaged me. She's like, Mike is going to come on. I'm like, oh. I was like, yes.
That is awesome.
I was like, that's awesome. Because I really didn't expect it. So I'm happy that he's here.
I loved your video. You know, you guys had great
it was great.
times. Yeah, we all had great times. Yeah,
We all did. Yeah.
It was awesome. All right, let me bring Miss Thang on.
Sherry!
Hello.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Wow. Kenny's specialty is kicking in.
There's a lot of singing
So
going
there
on.
is singing. I know.
Right.
I thought the singing was over. No.
That was so
That's
awesome.
it.
Thank
We'll
you.
do it tonight.
How are you, dear? Thank you so much for coming in. I know you're busy, but you're like, you're part of the brew. You're also, an honorary peach.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
How
Yeah,
are you?
no, it
How are
was-
things?
I was gonna pass out, but I was like, I gotta just
stop
have
it.
a- Yeah, I'm like, I just gotta get. It's already 10 o'clock. I didn't realize it was already 10 o'clock, so had to get in before the party stopped.
How? Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm going on, but
Yeah,
you
you gotta.
No thanks, Karen. She's like, alcohol.
I know.
I tell her all the time. We're like,
If I had alcohol right now, you'd see me go to sleep right here. Yeah.
Every time her and I talk, there's alcohol always comes up for some reason, and then at one point I go, "I promise you, I'm not an alcoholic." I'm like, I know.
Totally an alcohol.
Look at
I don't think I've never seen you without a drink in your hand. So.
Wow.
Does have a point,
So
Taryn.
true.
Yes,
It's so true.
Taryn, there is a point there.
But
I
it's
would've
true
said it, but that
because
would've been
it was
the
at the
top on the
bash.
kettle
Or no,
black.
it was at Phenomenology, right?
Yes.
That was when we met. Obviously, we're drinking.
Yeah,
Everybody is.
Everybody drinks.
Probably hard to say that when you're drunk.
Whoa. People were drinking there? What?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yes, there's lots of drinks.
I
Right,
think
me
they
and Kenny
posted a
never
video.
did.
Always. Yep.
But yeah, so and then when I have my show, I have a glass of wine, and she came on the show, so I'm like, drink it, wine, and then thereafter it was just like all the time, like we just every time I'm drinking. She's like,
I know.
"Oh."
I tell you, it's literally every time I see you. Yeah.
Hooked on
And
tonics.
Kenny, the same as you too. Every time.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
came off that easy, Kenny.
Please.
Neither, Sabrina.
You got to put it in a coffee mug like I did, and they have no idea what you're drinking.
I know. I got the
Just
What are you
saying.
talking about? Teddy's just drinking tea.
Yeah, it's just tea from Wawa. That's it.
The show
It's
is
half rum,
literally-
half tea.
The show is literally called Paranormal Brew.
It was half rum, half tea until it got halfway down, and then he filled it
Gotta
back
have
up with
some
rum.
brew on it. Yeah.
So what's going on with you guys, Cher? What do you guys got? What are you guys getting into?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Give me like 1 second. My daughter's calling me.
Oh yeah.
Hold on,
Go ahead.
Tell her we said hi.
She sat back down.
Yeah. So I don't know where I was.
No, I'm all set. I'm all set.
Ooh, let's listen to the conversation.
Yeah, so Kenny Biddle. Yeah, you got
I knew it. Say my name.
I heard you.
Jerry. Kenny has proudly won the title as a paraceleb.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We got other people here. We got Ron. Ron wrote a book. He's famous now. Tom's got his own fucking world.
And you're all part of it now.
Sherry's on TV. And won't drink with me at a conference panel.
Listen,
Whatever.
I tried. I tried. I cannot do shots. I told
She's
you.
too good to do shots with me.
Little
I
sips.
know.
Kenny was fun to
You did
drink
a
with.
little. I know you did a little. I'll
I
give
did
you that.
Yeah.
No,
You know
no
what?
pressure.
Can you shoot like fruity stuff?
No, I just
No.
That sounds
fruity.
Fruity stuff.
No.
What are we talking
I am a
about
bad
here?
drinker. I don't know how to drink.
It's like it's midnight, but
Huh?
go ahead.
What?
What?
I just heard it's midnight. It's hilarious.
Who said that?
Oh my God,
It feels like midnight.
10 o'clock. Worse than I can. You know why?
Somebody said fruity stuff like whiskey. There is good whiskey. That
Fruity
is-
stuff like whiskey?
Never
yeah,
put that
I
in.
don't know why.
That's not
There is
fruity.
whiskey
No,
that-
Mike, sorry. Good try.
Yeah.
Is that April Fool's? Is that an April Fool's?
That might be.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not even looking at the comments. Somebody's supposed to be monitoring to make sure, because it's just on YouTube too. So sometimes people come on.
Where's Rob?
Megan. Megan, if somebody's messing with the comments, it's always Megan.
He said I was kidding. I was kidding. I was gonna say they do have. Wait, Kenny should be a.
What?
Kenny
should be a
should be a
comedian as a profession.
No.
No one wants to pay to see me.
Listen, just
No
because
one.
he looks funny.
I know where you live, bitch.
I know where you live too.
So, Ghost Hunters is doing awesome. By the way,
Thank you.
I love this this season. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it.
Thank you.
It's like old school, and I love it.
And we worked with so many awesome people this
Yeah.
year. I mean, it was just awesome just to collaborate with everybody and just different styles and being able to work with everybody. It was awesome.
Yeah, I like what you guys are doing. It's the only show that I have on DVR. See, ever since I met Ron and he does the DRV, now I say DRV.
It messes you up. It messes you up. I know.
I think of it like DVR. I said to Rob the other day, I'm like, "Did you DRV?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "DVR."
Most people get it the other way around. They call it DVR, KFC, UFC, the DMV. Like,
I haven't even heard DVR in so long.
No,
Really?
neither.
I don't hear people saying that anymore.
Really?
Sorry, Tara. By the way,
I'm really
happy
behind.
anniversary. I never even said that to you. Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. Well, I just got a microphone and I've been doing this for 5 years. So there goes,
Oh,
that goes to show you how
congrats.
far behind. And Kenny had to help me with my lighting thing because I got one of those rings. And he's like, "Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that." So everybody plays a part. Everybody's anniversary. But so Ron, Do you want me to? Do you guys have to go? Do you want me to play the DVR?
Eventually, we have children and we'd like to see them grow up. Eventually.
That's what we have video cameras for.
That's true.
Don't
Just
know.
change the heads on their pictures.
There you go.
Photoshop.
Jay says it's a refreshing change from Paranormal TV. I know. I like it. Totally. Hello. I haven't been looking at any comments. I'm so sorry, guys. So I have no idea. What happened? Did somebody just say something? Wait, where'd Mike and Beth go?
Beth is there.
Beth is there.
Yeah, she's there.
Mike's a ghost.
Oh, wait, I can't see. You know what? I didn't know there were people waiting.
He disappeared.
taking a
He's sitting
poop.
there. You just can't see him.
Where'd Sherry go?
I don't know.
Who's getting murdered? Who's sending her screaming?
What was that? Was that you, Dana?
No, they have the volume up.
Oh, she can't hear? You're
I'm
muted.
killing people, Dana.
You can hear. Unmute.
She's muted.
There you go.
I'm unmuted. You're unmuted now.
Does
I don't know what
everybody
all
know
that
my
noise
peaches?
was, but it was a little scary.
This is one of my peaches, Dana.
Gotta have a peach.
And then we have John.
Yeah.
And
What?
Debbie. I never call her Debbie. I always call her Mom. But Cody. Thank you.
I did not.
Don't feel bad about the microphone thing. I'm recording.
You're recording us.
I have to make it louder so I could hear.
Can you hear us now?
I can.
Hey, everyone, we're going to bail out.
Oh, okay,
We're gonna
Ken.
take off. Got to put one of the puppies to bed. The other one doesn't give a shit.
Can we see them before they go?
Yeah.
You can
As
see
long as he
the
doesn't
one,
take a shit, you know.
Look at how cute.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, look how cute.
That's awesome.
Chewy's our older dog. She's just
I'm
like,
wondering
she
the same
doesn't
thing
care.
as Debbie.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
Yeah,
But
He's awesome.
happy anniversary,
love that
Taryn.
puppy.
Yes. Happy anniversary.
It was great seeing everybody.
Good night, Kenny.
Bye, guys.
Everyone
Love you.
except for Tom. Love you, Tom. I love you, Tom.
You guys are leaving just because I came?
Where's
Yeah,
Sherry?
right, Sherry, right? It's because
You
he's
know-
it's because he's big time now, and he doesn't have time for us.
Oh my!
See what happened?
Last time I'm gonna do your show. That's it. Last time.
You take that back.
I take that back.
You're
Whatever.
I'm gonna have to send you an invoice for that.
My appearance. This is appearance. You get paid for this, right? Right? Love you guys.
Love you,
Have
Kenny.
a great
Thank
time.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Love you, Donna. Puppies.
Love you too.
All right, now that he's gone.
I was trying to get to the DRV. You know, they're short little clips, but they're really so. DRV, Sherry, have you guys heard of this? So, Ron,
I
really would love to hear more about it.
So
can you
DRV is it's direct radio voice. This is born out of EVP research in Europe when they would use white noise for audio support to enable EVP, and then the vocals started coming out of the radios modulated. This predates the Frank's box, the Spirit box, the Ghost box. It is, in my estimation, as someone who specializes in audio, the best audible evidence I have ever seen was captured. And we always think tech and the sweeping boxes and forward movement electronics. The best real time, like we're talking, I ever saw was out of a vacuum tube radio that Marcello Bacci got in Grosseto, Italy, and he did it repeatedly. So that takes the repeatability part that science clamors for out of it. They blocked him from RF signal. It is jumped every hurdle it needed to prove at the very least it was anomalous and not explainable. So this method really it's a grind, right?
It's an old school grind. It's old school and it's a grind.
It's not instant gratification, so you don't see it on TV. Not a lot of people really. We sat in front of white noise every week, once or more a week for like an hour and a half for 2.5 years without missing a
More
week.
than 2 years, yep.
because you really have to kind of set a schedule, and it's a discipline. But what it's yielding now, and then we've incorporated a little bit of newness to it by putting an artificial intelligence component in it, like they're doing at the Monroe Institute, and I think maybe at Ryan also, which separates vocals from background noise should anything be there. But it's a barren white noise, long wave frequency that we use. There is no radio emissions whatsoever, no broadcasting. It's not sweeping. It's just static. So the cadence of speech, for all intents and purposes, should absolutely not be.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, you make it sound
very
simple, but I don't know how to do it.
It really, at the core of it is.
The hardest part is the discipline.
Yeah.
Really, that's the hardest part. Just to dedicate yourself to do it. Yep. That's really the
'cause
hardest part.
you're listening to static white noise, a lot of it, until the vocals start developing and it becomes something. But it's got the purity just north of EVP, because it's coming out of pretty much nothing. It was born out of EVP research, like I said. And when you hear speech, I always, when I do a demonstration or a lecture, I'll play the empty white noise frequency for people so they can hear. If there was modulated radio broadcast, you would hear it when the radio was playing by itself. So when you use something to filter and pull sound out of it, it shouldn't be there. Added to when there's a response. Timing and relevance govern everything ITC, in my opinion. If I ask something and it responds in that moment, the odds are astronomical, even on a ghost box for that matter.
That's true.
So this is an old school thing that we're bringing back. It really emphasizes the metaphysical side, the morphic resonance side of the operator as one with the environment, including the device, and not being solely leaning upon the advancements of just technology.
Actually connecting. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's
And-
really cool.
Yeah, it's
The
more
first
morphic
time I
resonance.
ever- Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
like you said, everybody's looking for instant gratification, myself included. So, like you said, it's a patience, it's a new thing. But I raised 4 kids, so I can wait and listen for a voice. I can listen all day long.
Well, it's interesting because when we were at Kreischer Mansion, and it was the first time I was actually involved in this method of, I don't know, what'd you say?
Method.
Yeah, and Ron
It's a
went.
method of communication.
So Ron has explained this to me probably 5,000 times. So you think I would be able to explain this to somebody, but I can't. So thank God he's always around. And I'm like, Ron, can you explain it? What it does?
There's actually old videos of that around too, isn't there? Like where you can actually like see or hear the early experiments with that.
There's some stuff on YouTube. The irony is that I don't know outside of Italy and who would even have it. Some of the earlier ITC folks, Hans Otto Koenig built a bunch of things. He used UV light because light has waveform, has wave capabilities to it. So there was different things done in Europe. I don't know how much of that's been chronicled. Some of it may not be translated. You could find it. Marcello Bacci, to use a sports analogy, is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. There is some stuff.
I'm sorry. I think that's the guy that I saw in some videos.
There's
it was a
documentary
special I was
called
watching.
Calling Earth on Vimeo. And you can see what he did. He had people. He had voices coming out of the radio in real time, and they blocked radio signal. They took the vacuum tubes out of the radio, which pre-transistor. That's how they worked. They made him work with the radios open and exposed. He jumped through every hurdle imaginable, and he still got anomalous voices, including when they unplugged the radio. So one of the things they thought was the carrier wave that brings all radio into a record or to a radio receiver might have been forged in the environment because it wasn't coming from outside, but somehow something was piggybacking on what the radio received and then playing a modulated sound. So it's phenomenal what he did. We're chasing that legacy.
Where can we see Calling Earth?
It's on Vimeo, Vimeo. It's like a YouTube.
Okay.
They really had like real time communication, like talking just like we are just right now. Real time communication is amazing. Amazing.
And it's so crazy because when we did this, he showed me the radio frequency. It was 222. Right. Remember?
Right,
I remember
long
that. Right.
Mhm.
So like there was no radio, right? There was no radio connecting to it or anything. And then
No, it
as
was
soon as
receiving nothing.
right. And then you plug the thing in. Right.
Right. I ran it through a VST, a studio software, and then the AI component is just meant to find if there's any words there. It's meant to pull speech. If there's nothing there, it won't do anything.
Right. And it was completely, I have it while I was live. We did the whole investigation live. I was live on Facebook, and it's like this the whole time, and then he plugs it in, and all of a sudden it sounds like the bar is full. It sounds like we were in an active bar, and you can hear people, you can hear conversations, like, and most of it's not like 100% clear, but it's like you can hear things here and there. It was very eerie to hear it at first, because you knew there was nothing, and then all of a sudden you're hearing like and
because it sounds like there's
I just never dig a laugh. I never dig laughs.
No.
But we were asking questions, and then you were actually hearing intelligent answers. I'm like, how's that happening? Like normally with like a spirit box, ghost box, all this and that, you can usually kind of say, okay, that could have been a radio blip.
Right.
And we got a lot coming in at, like, when he first did it, I remember thinking, oh my God, this must be like what a psychic feels like, because it was a whole bunch of them coming in at once, and he's figured out with the components that he used in the software how to narrow it down to have maybe like 2 or 3 come in, because it's too much. When a lot come in, it's too much. You can't understand what they're saying.
That's what I'm doing with the software. I'm adjusting the hertz levels on different things at different times on the fly to see if I can tune into something that's more prominent vocally than something else.
So intriguing.
It really is, and I want to play that one. It's like a couple seconds, but
and the difference between that and the ghost box too is not sweeping; it's an empty channel. In Europe, they don't say the ghost boxes don't work, but they don't ascribe to it because they feel like you're looking for vocals. If you're putting vocals into the mix, you're putting in what you're looking for. They think that's for the cynic, that's low hanging fruit, so they don't use it. When you get vocals and you get direct responses out of it, it's staggering, and you don't have the same brevity of messages where you're on a ghost box. You got what's almost like a poetic shorthand. We've gotten full conversational length recordings out of some of them, and it's not always that long, but I've never gotten that. I've never seen what Marcello Bacci got out of a sweeping box, and I have tons of sweeping boxes. I love them, but there's a difference in quality and purity.
I don't like I'm not a fan of them, and I'm not dissing anybody that loves them or makes them or sells them and buys them, but for me personally, because I can sometimes hear, different body voices and stuff that
Yes,
when people are using the spear, I know.
They work. They absolutely work. I would never say that they don't work. It's just there's a difference in the purity when you're not using human vocals, but you're looking for vocal responses. When you don't have any phonemes or any allophones or sound fragments whatsoever. The American paranormal movement launched in mainstream through media and television, which is beautiful. But that's the methodology born out of the Franks box that everybody knows. It's a lost art. And there's Dr. Annabelle Cordoza, whose work inspired me to do it, and she wrote actually about the author for my book. She just buys consumer grade world band radio. So that's the thing that you and I had talked about. People go, where can I get a DRB device? You get a world band radio. It's not a device.
Put it together for me.
It's
already have it all together. I just play.
Yeah, it's a method.
I know it's awesome. It's so awesome, Matt. You would love it because
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, you would love it.
Yeah,
totally.
Anybody here has any questions? Anybody
I'm a
want
big
to reach out?
ITC fan, so yeah.
That'll be
Anybody
me
have
because
any
I'll forget by tomorrow. I had too much bourbon, so I'll be reaching out.
Likewise, yeah. I
I'm
want to
empty.
definitely hear about
Harry,
that.
Me too.
Just pretend, Sherry. Say, "Oh yeah, me too."
I have a red cup. We don't know what's in here.
Exactly.
Long Island iced tea. I'll just.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
Really quick, I want to say hi to John and I already said hi to you guys. Everybody knows everybody. Okay,
Hi, guys.
all right, so I just want to play this one really quick. This what's Cherie is her name, right? Am I saying her
Yeah,
name right?
this is a live. This is during our live podcast on Monday nights. Entity Voices, Paranormal Evidence. Tony Rathman was running his Evox, which is a very silent, really well-built ghost box. And we were taking turns with live audience questions. I ran direct radio voice, and we would ask questions, see which device would answer. So this was 3 intelligent responses in the course of a continuous moment, starting with asking for Tony's wife's name, Cherie. Then it said a comment about her. Then we asked it to repeat Chris Olga's tagline, "Stay haunted," at the end of the show, and it said every one of those things.
Wow.
Yeah, and all right.
Can you say Cherie rap me?
Oh, right there. That
Wow,
was
that was
awesome.
weird.
That
You.
was awesome.
Say Cherie rap me. Did you say stay haunted? Nice and slow and loud. Stay haunted.
Whoa! Yeah! Wow! Thank you.
Sorry. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Heard that. Yeah.
How did I change places?
Because I'm bringing in Justin Bamforth.
Oh.
Justin.
Oh shoot! Hello there, everybody.
Now I'm the center square. What the hell?
I see this guy Justin recently.
Holy moly! There's a
Justin.
lot of people here.
You know, so
Hey,
I always
everybody.
talk about Justin. So if people watch my show, they know. Justin is Men in Black, Extraterrestrials. Like, you know, Gary Subrink was on earlier, who received you missed Gary. He was an alien for half of it, and then he was himself for the rest of it.
That was funny.
Justin's amazing.
awesome.
Love this guy.
Yeah, Justin is awesome. If anybody has a podcast that's watching, whatever, Justin, you need to have him on.
Oh, come on now! I need a vacation. No more interview requests.
I hear you.
Justin,
Justin,
I don't know if
you're
you don't
a
know
great
anybody.
friend.
Well, I mean, you know Mike and Beth, and you know Sabrina,
Yes.
Tony.
Hello, everybody.
Above you is Matt, SRS Paranormal from Tennessee. I don't know if you. Oh, Tom. You might know Tom. Do you know Tom?
I know I was talking on the show he was on. I'm not sure if we talked like in person. Well, not in person, but together. Like, I don't know.
Well,
I think
if we
did.
haven't, we'll have to arrange a time too. So.
Cool.
Yes.
Always welcome to the BB3 TV family. I'm just
Yes. And then, well, Justin's not on Facebook, so you know he's got so he has like other
we have
ways to reach
YouTube
him.
too, you know.
But Justin's actually he's promoting his new book, and he's going to be giving. You said 2 or copies of each, or just 1 copy of each?
No, two copies of each. Hopefully, people will read it. You know.
Oh my gosh, they should read it. They should.
Yes, they should.
Yes, he's
I have a
amazing.
copy.
You should read it.
And then Justin, Dana above you, she's one of my peaches and part of PCINJ, Paranormal Group in Jersey. And you, John, do you know John and Debbie Covey?
You know, it's funny. Everybody looks familiar. I'm sure I've run into you at some point. So it's nice to see you all
Justin's like
again.
low key, so like he researches the stuff, but I really think he plays both sides. He knows.
I don't know anybody who does that in this world.
He's Men in Black. Everybody.
Well, today I'm man in gray. So I don't know if but I'll try to be a man in black now. It's a weird topic, I'll tell you.
I don't know what happened, Ron.
Now you order pizza?
Yeah, our internet went down. Like right as we started playing the thing, our internet went down. The computer couldn't connect.
It sounds like a doorbell.
Sherry's there in the middle. I don't know if you can. There she is.
Hello.
Hi.
So your new book. You've been on the Brew. What, Mike? Me and Mike had you on. That was like early. You actually came in.
Really
you were
early.
like at the
Yeah.
That was like what 2000, either 2000 late 2017 or early 18.
That was pre-apocalypse, so we were actually allowed to see people face to face back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen,
then-
I'm gonna duck out right now.
Alrighty.
But thank you for having me on. Thank you, everybody.
for
You're
coming.
all awesome. I love you
Thank
all.
you.
Even the ones I don't know, I love you all.
Nice to see you again.
Happy Smith.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Okay, good. All right, so where were we at?
I'm getting closer to you, Taryn.
we were talking about this new technology, this new approach to the ghost box or whatever. What I was thinking about while you were talking was when I ordered my first SB7, I received it in the mail. I opened it up and I looked and I'm like, there's a fucking radio antenna on this thing. What the fuck? So the first thing I did was like pop it open and like detach the antenna and take all that out.
Absolutely. Yep.
Put it back together. Shout out to SRS Paranormal really quick because those guys did the same thing.
Yeah.
Because I never understood, like, wait a minute, it's a radio antenna and you're spanning radio frequencies. So
right.
Used them tons of times. You've tried it. There's too much.
The method to the madness with that, and I've seen just this only because we specify in the audio stuff. The radio sweeping the frequencies. The concept was born out of a software called EVP Maker, made by a guy named Stefan Bion, and then the Frank's box came later. The concept is that the spirits who don't have larynx and vocal cords to form sounds are using the fragments of the allophones from the broadcast. So a lot of times people will put a spirit box in a Faraday pouch, which doesn't block the signal. It's metal. It conducts it. It just runs it away from the radio. And then they'll run a speaker wire out to an external speaker. Well, guess what? That wire is now functioning as your antenna.
Yeah, you defeated the purpose of the Faraday bag.
Right. But the thing is, the sweeping ghost box utilizes the radio broadcast to create the various randomized sound fragments for spirit to speak. So detaching and removing the antenna is almost counterproductive to the methodology. It's not getting rid of contamination. It's getting rid of the efficacy of the process.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So it's supposed to do that, but you're supposed to use discernment. And then when you hear something, if it's sweeping at a rapid rate, if something answers you in the same voice across various sweeps, that's not the broadcast. If it is, find out when you're giving away cash and prizes because your luck is phenomenal. Right.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key, is carrying the sweeps over the range of the communication.
That's correct.
Carrying over multiple sweeps, which is the greater.
That's the basis for the methodology, is that it's sweeping through broadcast to use randomized sound fragments for spirits to form speech. The beauty of direct radio voice is you don't have that factor. You don't need that factor. Just as an example, we've been in places with no radio signal. I run ghost boxes by Jay Prather, Steve Holte, Austin Maynard. These are great builders, great boxes, and I can't get anything because they don't have radio reception. With direct radio voice, you're not beholden to radio reception at all. All you need to do is have the receiver, and then whatever the carrier wave is coming in from, even if it's being forged in the environment on a quantum level, you're
I'll
still
pay
getting
enough
both.
for this. Sorry, not to interrupt. Hi, April. Hi, April.
Wait, it's what time is
Happy
it?
birthday, Paranormal.
Happy birthday, April.
Happy birthday, April.
Happy birthday, April.
I see you're having fun, April.
Oh my God, I just ate so much. We just went to Kiku.
Nice.
April, do you know Matt? Do you know everybody?
Yeah, I know
Hey, how
everybody.
are you, April?
Hi,
Do you know everybody?
guys.
How are you?
Okay, good.
April.
You know Justin?
Hi, Jerry. How are you, doll?
Good. How are you?
Do you know Justin?
Hello.
No, I don't know Justin. Hi, Justin.
Justin,
Hello.
so Justin is I call him my Men in Black, because he's just like he's
amazing.
amazing, but he's not on Facebook or anything like that. So he's kind of like
I gotcha.
right. Just came out with a new book.
Smart.
And
Don't say too much. Listen in.
Very smart. One of our
So Justin just came out with a book.
yes, he came out with a new book. His first book is The Spectrum, and now he has a book, Spilled Ink.
Oh, I gotta
Yeah.
check this out.
Yeah. Well,
Along with the
first
new
off,
author, Ron Iacovetti.
Yes.
Shari, now we're waiting for
Yes.
yours, girl.
What?
hey, there you go.
She said she wants you to do a book.
I'm doing that.
Oh,
What?
many people
Where's
have asked
behind
me,
the scene
so
pictures?
keep on going.
Let me see if I put. I had to put his
I
picture.
know. To see.
I didn't.
Hi, Barry.
Justin, I
Hey,
made like
thank
this like
you.
awesome thing with your books on it and everything. I put it up.
Oh,
and I
nice,
didn't
nice.
save it in here.
Yes, you did.
Right?
Well, first off, I just want to say, none of this would have been possible had it not been for shows like yours that give people like us the chance to talk about
Oh,
stuff
thank
like
you.
this.
That's you, Taryn.
That's
Bravo,
So big
bravo,
ups to
Karen.
you.
Yep.
Thank you, Justin.
Yep. A happy 5th anniversary. I mean, like, this is crazy. Like, I mean,
I
look
know.
at how many people you've reached, how many lives you've touched, how many researchers you've encouraged, and how many strange things you've kind of.
And you know what else? A lot of
that's it.
podcasts
Yeah.
do not last this long.
I honestly woke up last week and I was like, 5 years. I'm like, what? I'm like, and I'm not celebrating that. I'm like, I'm not celebrating. So I was
Most
like
marriages don't
messaging
last 5
everybody.
years.
I'm like, I know this is last minute. I know this is last minute, you know, but it doesn't even feel like it. And Mike up there, he's, Mike, do you know Mike?
Where's
And Beth?
Mike?
Oh,
yeah.
So
Oh,
Mike
I know Beth and Mike.
Yeah, so Mike
Yeah.
is who started the brew with me originally. For
Oh,
me, it was me and
I
Mike.
didn't realize that. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the debut episode, wasn't it? Of the Inn of Lincoln Square.
the Lincoln Square at Gettysburg. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That was our first episode.
So like broadcast live.
We actually had
on location.
EVPs. We actually got EVPs during our recordings.
Yeah.
In Lincoln Square.
At the
Yeah.
Lincoln Square, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And-
The place
and
is amazing.
You just went over evidence today and found stuff from Christian
Mansion.
Mansion.
Yeah.
But
Like stuff
listen,
I
the
didn't
best EVP was from Anthony Simonelli.
The Sicilian.
Oh yeah.
No, he sang happy birthday to me.
I'm over here looking for an EVP. I'm like, there's no EVP in there.
So yeah. So Justin, so you've been on the Brew probably, and you've also been on the Bunker. Mike has an internet radio podcast, but he's been on the Bunker, and you've been on the Brew like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, it's a competition between the Brew and the Bunker nowadays.
This would be like a reunion show.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm really
guess it's right, but
surprised
Right?
to see Beth and Mike here. I mean, that floors me. Like, I have no idea, and it reminds me of how long this show has been going on.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable. It feels like just yesterday when I stepped inside the studio and chatted with all of you.
That's so true.
Our last show, Taryn, got 2.2 views, right?
2.2 thousand, yeah.
Yeah.
That's much better than 2.2 views.
Yeah, 2.2 thousand.
2.2.
2 people on a torso.
But
And
yeah,
tonight
so,
we're averaging 3.3 views.
Justin, I mean, your books.
Well, since since they messed with the algorithm, because I was averaging like 4,000 to 8,000 views per show,
Right.
and then as soon as they hit with the algorithm, forget about it.
Now, Sherry, so with TV, when you guys switched from regular TV to the Disney, or I always say
Discovery.
Disney. I always say Disney. I don't know why. Every time. I like to wrap up. I'm like, babe, can you put on Disney Plus?
Princess am I? Yeah.
Disney Plus.
She comes on right after Monsters Inc.
Have you noticed? Like, do you notice a change in? Do you guys get that information? You know, like, do you notice a difference in changing, like how many viewers and this and that listeners get?
There's definitely a difference of regular linear versus streaming. It's a different number system that they give.
Oh, okay.
We can't get as specific as we were on. I mean, our show will be coming on Travel Channel April 16, so we'll be able to get those numbers again. But being streaming, they do it a different way.
Oh, but the numbers must be off the charts.
They
you guys.
Well, and they don't really. They might tell Jason, like I
Yeah.
mean, maybe but they don't really tell all of us, what's going on. They keep it above,
Yeah.
Well, get Jason on here right now. And let's find out.
He
the
was
scoop.
traveling home too. I don't know.
I know. But he posted something, and he's like, because he told me he was going to be flying, like when I went on and stuff, and I was like, it's okay. I'm like, but he posted this thing with this weather, and I'm like, I wouldn't even be getting on a plane. Like, there's no way.
Well,
again.
was this right now?
No. He told me that. Oh no, I don't know when he posted that. He posted a little, maybe earlier today, or
Well, because
actually it said the next 48 hours is going to be.
We were in Mississippi and there was tornadoes, hurricanes, or
Yeah.
whatever, like coming through, and there was like 2 that touched down like 0.8 miles away, like 2 of them. And then there was a water spout in the place that we were at. We were just kind of like in the middle of everything.
Wow.
So yeah,
that is crazy, and I wouldn't get on the plane.
Well, it's clear now. It's fine. It was fine.
It's clear.
I'd be like, nope. We started. What was that show we were watching?
Wait.
Manifest. So, did anybody see this?
Yes.
I watched
I
it.
didn't see it.
Okay, that whole beginning plane scene where they're like, "Oh, sorry, we just went through some turbulence." It was like dive bombing. You couldn't go through turbulence.
It does suck. It does suck. I mean, flying all the time,
here we go.
It sucks. But I
does.
get there faster, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. I'm literally Randolph County in October. I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, am I really gonna drive all that way? Like,
It's a long
Anything
ride.
over 4 hours, I'm like, no, just put me on a plane. I'm fine.
right.
Listen,
I agree. Get me on a plane, Cougar.
Get me there. Yeah.
Yes, Sherry, yes.
me and Taryn are going to be sharing a room at New Jersey Power Unis Saturday night. We got a hot tub. We're having a hot tub party.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sherry, this may come as a shock to you. Yeah, and this may come as a shock to you, Sherry, but we are gonna have alcohol in the room.
Those are
I would never guess.
Really? You and April?
unusual.
No.
Now there's 6.2 people watching.
We're going live from the hot tub.
I said this.
I might be there. I
Wait.
might be there.
We need everyone to come back to the room with us.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you say girls in a hot tub and alcohol. I bet you'd get a lot of people.
It's a Paranormal Brew episode.
The VIP party would be empty because everybody would be there.
Well, then you got
I'm gonna go
Taryn
to
too,
the,
PORN network. So I'm just saying. I mean, it all kind of goes together.
I'll be going to the bunkers hot tub. It's just be Mike and me.
There might be people that watch that too.
Dude,
You gotta bring Barry along with his alien head. That was like I told him you were coming on, but yeah. So Sherry, earlier when I had Gary come on, the one guy that was, I don't know if were you on when he was on? I was telling the story how Jason, I messaged Jason. I'm like, hey, I know you're busy. You come on the brew. He's just like, oh yeah. Well, and I said, my next Wednesday is like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so we can skip that. And he goes, oh no, the 24th is great. Like Jason was like, awesome, right? And this Gary, I literally had to ask him like 7. I was begging him. I'm like, Gary, just come.
Who's Gary?
Sudbrink, his name is. He's the one that got the phone call, those extra those phone calls, those odd phone calls.
Those were the best.
Oh,
they were interesting.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. Yeah. So
that was me pranking him.
I literally, oh my goodness.
Don't tell him.
Is this for real? So a Jing is actually trying to connect.
Oh, she plays so beautiful. Are those videos?
Well, I didn't play her. I have her video, but I didn't play. So Jing is one of she watches every show, follows me to every show. And she's from Indonesia. And it doesn't matter what time I'm on, where I'm at, whatever. She's always on. And then she's now following people that have come on the show or have shows.
Oh, thank you, William.
Yeah, I don't even have the comments up. And my comment person is
25 years old.
Helping me.
Can she get on, Taryn? If not, I'll jump off. I'll get off.
No. I don't think it has to. Wait, I don't know.
Because
So
she's
anyway.
so awesome. She follows every one of your shows. I want her to get on. So if you need me to pop off, just say so. I'll go get another bourbon.
That's hot in here.
Did I mention I'm dry right now?
If you want to go, you go and then come back on.
No, just let her take this spot because she's so special. I love that she's on all your shows. Now I just got to figure out how to leave studio. Bye.
Bye.
See how technologically savvy
come
I
back
am.
after you get your bourbon.
Go bust it out, baby.
Well, all right.
Do it. Do it.
You will hate me.
Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna play. I'll play Zhing's video. I will. So Justin.
Yes.
Your new book, because you want to like give two. You said you wanted to give the copies. You know what I mean, like 2 free copies. So I want you to talk about your book.
Sure. Well, I mean, you're going to lose some views if I start talking about it. Let's see how far we get to get maybe the ban from the platform. No, it's really interesting. I mean, look, the first book that I wrote, it's called The Spectrum. It's all stuff I think every one of you would be interested in. It's looking at the whole gamut of paranormal phenomenon, from what we typically refer to as ghosts to apparitions to mental phenomenon, and also looking at UFOs, cryptids, strange beings, strange interactions with very interesting people, such as the Men in Black phenomenon. And what I found is that through all of these experiences, there seems to be commonalities shared within each and every one of them. And I wrote it in a way not to provide answers, because I don't know what the hell this is. I don't know what's going on. Your guess is as good as mine. But to challenge those preconceived notions, and just to get us to kind of look at the whole spectrum of strange things from different perspectives, different angles, different lenses, in an attempt to kind of get us out of that stereotypical, neatly categorized box, right, that we always find ourselves going back to time and time again. It's a lot stranger than that. And I don't think we're going to find the answers that we're looking for by looking at the phenomenon itself. But instead, I think we need to focus on the people at the heart of it. And I think there we might find some answers.
Very cool.
Because as you guys can attest to, these experiences take place because they're catered to individuals, and they transform those individuals. They bring individuals like us together. They play an integral role in just society in general. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why these things happen to some, not to others. So the book attempts to kind of look at that. And then after a bunch of weird stuff started happening to me after I wrote that book, I decided to take a step back, and I wrote a totally different type of genre, a poetry book. It's something I always wanted to get into. And, it was kind of tackling a different topic, human mysteries. What makes us tick, what keeps us up at night, what are some of those thoughts that go through our head, when we're dealing with life, love, and even the afterlife. So it's been an interesting journey since I first came on the Brew to now.
That's really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I tell everybody now, because I've been introduced into this podcast world that I never knew really existed, to be honest with you. Like, I was doing my own thing over here, and as soon as that fraud guy came on, then I started like meeting all these other people that were like doing the same thing I was doing. So and then I started to get asked on shows, and literally I talk about, every single one of the people that have been on here, but I tell everybody all the time, like Justin, hands down. And I always talk about Ron and Lourdes, and I talk about April. I talk about all you guys, but you're not on Facebook. So I'm always like, he's not on Facebook. So you have to either email him or look him up on, but I wish I didn't have to be on Facebook. But unfortunately I'm kind of network dependent on it, Yeah, it sucks. I mean, and they totally
social media for sure.
That's why you have to have a personal page. I have a personal page.
I do, but they hate me. Facebook will block me from all of my pages.
I had to actually change my name so I can just to have privacy.
Yeah,
with my family.
Well,
so Zhing is trying, but I feel like she might. I don't know if
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. I'm so tired. I had a couple of drinks.
I know, and I have to go too.
I'm going by Sherry's actually. We're gonna
Yes,
drink it up
I'll see you
tonight.
in that hot spot we were talking about.
Great to see you, April. Love you.
I love you
Yes,
too.
miss you.
Happy birthday, April.
Bye,
April. Happy
Bye,
birthday.
guys.
Thank you for coming.
Bye, Justin. Ron, I love you. Ron lives like up the block from me. So I can,
Really?
yeah. He's the next town over from me.
Yeah. When's your next investigation? I want to like Justin to talk about his book, and I also want.
I'm working on something for us. I'm working on something special for Ron.
You are.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Does it involve lasagna?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Okay.
All right, bye.
I love you guys.
Bye,
Bye, sir.
Bye, April. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So
I'm gonna. You played Wonder ERV before, right? When we got kicked off.
yeah.
All right.
Did it go through?
Did it go through okay? Because we literally lost. Everybody's box was a spinning circle. I went, oh, this is wonderful.
Yeah, everybody heard. I heard that was like you could hear that Cherie, like hands down. You know, that gave me literally chills.
Yeah.
I can hang around a little bit if you want to go over Justin's book and play more. I'm gonna probably just get something to plug this stuff in because I didn't think we'd be on this long, so I'm not plugged in, and everything's gonna die again. And I've already been through that once and need therapy. Don't want to have it happen.
Oh no.
Yeah, see, I told you this was probably going to be chaotically unorganized.
Fun.
Last minute,
fine.
thrown together. You
It's
know,
Sharon,
rolling with
Sharon,
it.
you did a great job. It's all
Thank
good.
you. Thank
Everybody who loves you has been on, and everybody loves you still. So you
Well,
did a great job.
I love you. I said we all
Look,
love you.
I was talking about. I did get a new ghost box.
Oh, Ghostbusters. Okay.
This is a ghost box. This is not direct radio. This was
John.
made by Austin.
Being like, Mom, are you? I always call you Mom. I'm sorry. Do you want me to call you Debbie?
Everybody calls me John's mom, so it's okay.
I call you Mom, so I'm always like, you know.
I like that, John. I love that, John's mom. That's what I do. Hey, John.
What do you think? You know, I mean, you're psychic medium and this and that. I mean, what do you think about like the spirit boxes and stuff like that?
Well, you know, we use them. I mean, I feel like they're really good tools personally. You know, for both of us, we use clairaudience, so hearing. You know, we can hear that a lot more. So it's interesting to use because what we can hear intuitively can also be kind of validated through the spirit box in addition to, you know, what we're getting. So I think it's a really good tool in order to use.
I mean, I like it when things happen, like take Matt, for example. I met Matt and Al in Gettysburg, and we did an entire paranormal weekend. Like all we did was investigate. Megan, you were there too.
Yep.
Yep.
Hi guys.
And we were at Chamberlain. We were at the 20th Main Monument, and you guys were getting cigars out.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, you know, and I had my recorder going, and Matt says, you know, one of you guys said, where's the box? And I heard box. And then Al said, what box? Or something like that, right? And I said, did one of you guys say the box twice? And they were like, no. He said, I said it, that I said it. But then I rewound. Remember, we listened to it right then and there. And you can clearly hear Matt say it, and then you hear this different tone of like you can tell it's not a human voice because you're hearing this in unison. You hear a human voice, then you hear this other type of voice, and then you hear a human voice again. So it's almost like you can compare it, and there's always a difference with an EVP. But hearing I heard it exactly what. That's the interesting thing to me all the time is I hear exactly what it sounds like when it picks up on the recorder. Except for maybe a few times, meaning with like it being as loud as what I heard it. It's not as loud on the recorder. That's the only time that I've ever found any differences.
Taryn, that's your gift. You were clairaudient, and I remember I meeting Matt in Wildwood for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but that's your gift. You hear things, so it does. I'm not surprised that that happened because you hear things, and you're very gifted and very intuitive.
Well,
Yes, stop it. Yes, you
I
are.
think you're developing. You don't
You
want
fight it
to.
all the time. You fight it and deny it.
Yeah, think about it.
I think we all fight
Because
it
I
and
don't.
deny
Oh,
it too.
well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Her and Mike.
I know I do.
Mike's clairaudient too,
Yes.
like Taryn. They're both clairaudient, so
Yes.
it makes sense.
And do you remember, Taryn, when we did the event at the Red Mill up in Clinton?
Yeah.
And we were
And,
standing in the
outside.
schoolroom, and we were
Yeah.
standing there. We had a group of people, like the public, they were kind of just sitting around and doing an EVP session. I think it may have even been in between actually investigating, and both of us heard this like clear as a bell, loud voice, and we just looked at each other. We're like, "You fucking heard that, right?" Yeah, I heard that.
And the
And we're
people
like,
that
did
were there.
anybody else hear that? And like, no one else in the
No.
room heard it.
Everybody, like when you're doing events like that, when you're trying to raise money for a historical society, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
like you want those people to experience that stuff. They were
Yes.
looking at me and Mike like we were crazy because we got up. We were like, all right, I'm gonna go outside. You go that way, you go that way. We'll see people behind the building. We'll see people because we heard it and nobody else heard it. And they were just sitting there like, and one guy was like, like laughing. I'm like, whatever. Like,
And we did a quick perimeter, and there was nobody within probably 75 yards of where we were.
Yeah,
And it
no,
was
there wasn't.
Clearly within the room is where we heard the voice from. Clear as a bell.
Yeah. And it was crazy. And I was like, wow, that was pretty cool. And yeah. So I do want to play your DRVs because they're awesome. But Justin, I feel so bad for Justin.
No. I'm just
Justin.
And Matt, because I want Matt to talk about like
Matt,
his stuff,
Justin,
too.
yes.
no,
Matt.
And John.
John, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you all.
And supposed to shimmer.
I'm just catching up on these comments, and
I know.
someone.
Oh my gosh, I have somebody supposed to be telling me comments, and I'm like,
Yeah, no, this is really interesting. I mean, and is it Alita? I mean,
yes.
Okay. So I don't want to butcher your name. So Alita, I've been watching some of her things. She's talked about how Beth did a past life session on her sister, same day as Spirit.
Lydia, yes. And Mike worked with her sister.
All right, so it's Lydia, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I say Alita. I always say Alita. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
It's Lydia. Don't mess it up. Hey, shout out to Lydia.
That's a great.
Janessa.
That's a great, cool family.
Yeah, she said a same day as Spirit took a pencil and threw it when Beth was doing it. And then, oh no, I'm sorry. Taryn had it right. It's Alita. Oh wait, how do you say?
Wait, what?
Aleida, Lydia. Yeah.
Taryn had it right.
Did I say it right? Alita.
Alita.
Yeah,
it's a pretty name.
Yeah.
Alita, we will never make that mistake again. Thank you for tuning in.
Now, past life regression, you can record that, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
you can
really
if you want to. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've done I ran recordings while Beth was at the center with Susan doing a whole what do you call it? Seance.
Yeah, seance.
So they were doing a seance, and I would just like put recorders out and just let it run, and I would almost always catch voices.
But Mike worked with Lydia's sister, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they know. That's how we know each other.
And then William Nighthawk says he has skinwalkers to deal with currently. Again, I don't know if that's a joke or if he's being
No.
serious.
He's he actually, I know him. Yeah.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. So I was going to say that your books. That's what I was trying to get to. If anybody that's watching or anything like that earlier, I was saying because you collect people's stories and may use them in your books, right? I mean,
yeah,
kind of like.
Yeah, I like interviewing. I like interviewing people because thank you, Sabrina Anthony.
I know, I'm trying to find the picture. Go ahead, you talk. I'm gonna get your picture.
Yeah, no. So the thing is Look, a lot of people ask me, do you believe these people's stories? You know, when somebody tells you a story, do you believe them? And I say, look, I just tell the story. It's up to you to decide. My objective is, again, just to tell the story. My objective is not to change your mind. Now, I wasn't there when the experience took place, so I can't prove that it happened, but I also wasn't there when the experience took place, so therefore I cannot disprove what had happened. You know, what I believe is I believe that something happened to them. I believe that they believe it. And, you know, after a while of doing this, you begin to pick up on certain red flags when somebody's pulling your leg, or, you know, somebody's, you know, struggling with something and, you know, in and out of reality or what have you. But there's a lot of strange things that happen to a lot of normal people. And what I've done is just this, you know, sit back and just listen to their stories. And what I found is that there's commonalities between each person's experience. And these people don't know each other. And when you begin to hear the same things, that's when it really gets your attention. And sometimes, now again, this is really bizarre, but sometimes when people look into this stuff, weird things happen. And, you know, Mike Brown can attest to this. You know, when he was even just, you know, reading my book, I mean, again, not to plug it, but weird things happen to him.
I remember that. I remember that story. What happened?
Yeah, why don't you share that, Mike?
Okay.
If you want.
Oh man, I completely forgot that happened.
Yeah, that's freaky. I never forget that too. You know, when you told the story, because it's a resonating story that just like, oh my God, I could see it happening, and just creeps me out. Just like gives me the shivers.
All right, so I you know, so I have his book, and I'm sitting in this very spot reading the book.
Check is in the mail.
Still waiting.
The new one.
That's
There
the
we
new
go.
one. That's the new one right there.
I read this both
Weird
books.
thing-
So amazing.
weird
So
things
amazing. Both
will
books.
not happen when you read the poetry book. Right? At least not that I'm aware of.
No, that book's safe. That book's totally safe. But so I'm sitting in this very spot, and to my left is a big window
Oh my gosh, the cars.
that looks out into the parking lot. And so I'm sitting there reading the book, and I'm reading the chapter on the Men in Black, and you know, the different characteristics and the different reports, and then I just, something just compelled me to look into the parking lot. And so I put the book down and got up, and I went over and looked at the window, and there was this black, completely blacked out Suburban with like no decorations, no rim, it was just completely black. Pulls up in the parking lot and just stops. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, who is that? I didn't recognize it. It wasn't somebody that I recognized that lived here. And so I look back to the book, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like, so then I look back to the car, and I can't really see anybody in the car. There were plenty of parking spots all around, behind and in front of the vehicle. So you just kind of like pulled up and stopped right into my line of vision. And I get up, and I just felt uncomfortable. And so I went over and got up and went over to the window. And as soon as I went over there, the vehicle just like tore off. And I was like, oh, no way. So I like threw my shoes on real quick, and I ran downstairs. And when you go out of the front of my apartment building, if you go to the right, it's completely dead end. If you go to the left, you have to go up to the street, and then you can go right or left. So I ran downstairs, went outside, and there was no vehicles in sight. So I came back upstairs, and
So maybe Mike shouldn't be plugging the book, is what we're saying.
I immediately texted Justin. I'm like, God damn you, son of a
Well,
Reading book, you start seeing Men in Black at your door.
Well, here's the weird thing, right? Like a lot of people, and look, what happened to Mike, you know, that again, we could chalk that up to coincidence, right? Of course, it's always a possibility. But
100%.
that's how the phenomenon seems to operate. It seems to do things that get you to stop and think, but it never does enough definitive things where you can conclusively say, yeah, okay, that was a truly supernatural or paranormal event. It always leaves that little open to interpretation, right? And it's just, some people ask me like, well, do weird things happen to you? Yeah, they do. But more often is strange things happen to people I'm associated with. For example, I think this was the first time that I met Sabrina, actually, was she came out to a lecture that I had. Yeah, back in October, I think, of 2018. And, it was in Bordentown, New Jersey. And after I gave the lecture, the lecture went off perfect, whatever. I was talking about the Men in Black, and it really creeped you out, too. But 2 weeks later, something else really interesting took place. The event organizers, Marty and Marcia, who some of you may know, they run a great shop called On Angel's Wings that used to be in Bordentown, New Jersey. But they were standing outside the venue because every week for that month in October, there was a new speaker. And I think 2 weeks later, it was Rosalind and Michael Lewis.
Yeah.
And anyways, they're not talking about anything related to Men in Black. So Marty and Marcia are standing outside. This is 2 weeks later, mind you. And they're, having a smoke break or whatever, talking. And across the way, they see this weird, individual at the pharmacy there on the corner. And the man was coming like diagonal across the street to where the pub was. And they looked at each other, and then they looked again, and he was gone. He had already crossed the street, but he was, the way he was now, it was remarkable how quickly he went from one side to the other. Okay, whatever. Maybe he was just walking fast. They, remarked about it. They were like, okay, this is a little strange. Then they looked again, and now he's right in front of them. And now he's looking into the pub, and they catch a glimpse of him. And he basically, the way that they described it to me, he was, I think he was pale. He was, I'm trying to get he was very thin. He was very pale. He was wearing your textbook black fedora, hat with a long dark trench coat, or dark gray. I don't remember if it was black or not, but the guy was wearing jeans and sneakers. He was also wearing sunglasses. And at this time of night, when they saw him, there's no reason to wear sunglasses, unless you have something wrong with your eyes, I guess. But he was this stereotypical Man in Black. And they weren't really privy to that whole concept of what the Men in Black looked like until after I gave my lecture. He pops his head into the pub, and then he leaves, and he's down the street. Now, again, coincidence? Possibly. It was just very odd. And the kicker is Michael Lewis has had direct involvement with these guys. So was he there for Michael? Was he there for me? Was he there for Marty and Marcia? Was it just all of our collective consciousness that kind of created this metaphysical storm for something to manifest? I don't know. Again, we can only speculate, but it leaves you wondering. So
I think it's you.
And I can attest to that, because I was there at that bar that night that
I'm kidding,
really? Happened. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was there. I was at that lecture with Roz.
Wow.
I was with it.
Okay.
I was there with you guys. I saw Marty and Marcia.
Justin's like, damn it, I gotta go edit my book now.
And
This
they
makes
were like
everything
so
different.
white. They were like you should have seen them. I never seen the shock in their eyes. They were like confused.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this whole Men in Black phenomenon. Like, and I just want to kind of like throw a caution to your readers, right? Just because you research this stuff doesn't mean they're going to show up at your door. And it's not always men in black. It's just strange people.
I always
wait a minute.
I know. I mean, I'm from New Jersey.
By all of us.
Like Jehovah's Witnesses.
There's a lot of strange people in New Jersey.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like, strange people you would see at like your local, I don't know, all due respect to Walmart at like 3 a.m. But it's like,
I'm not going to go to that.
It's just people,
You know what I mean? They're done.
unusual people that are just very, very off, very odd, and you'll know it. If it happens to you, you'll know it.
Is it ever women?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and it can be very frustrating too, because when I go to speak with witnesses, sometimes they're scared off, and they don't talk to me because something has taken place. Like, for example, there's this woman in New Zealand who contacted me about a totally unrelated thing. And she had seen one of my video presentations on the Men in Black on YouTube. And she reached out to me and we arranged to do an interview. Well, it turns out that she then went silent for a while. I followed up with her and I said, hey, you want to do the interview? Well, it turns out after she contacted me, she was out jogging with her son, and she noticed these strange people who were keeping an eye on her and her son, and the way that they moved was very mechanical, it was very robotic, it was very odd, and it really freaked her out. And she was very disturbed by that, and she chalked it up to, to me and my subject matter with this. And I said, look, I'm sorry if that's the case, but I assure you I didn't send anybody out to get you. But it just it gets very frustrating sometimes. So
I started to think this is like, because I question why, I don't question people that research Bigfoot. I don't question people that research UFOs. I don't question people but there always seems to be no like physical evidence of that stuff, in my opinion, So I always say that, what if it's just different forms of all of the same thing?
I think
different, we have different, we have different colored people, we have black, we have white, we have this and that, or we have huge basketball players, or we have little people. I'm sorry if that's not the correct thing, that politically, whatever, I don't know what it is nowadays, but I'm not
30-day ban.
I'm not trying to be
I see your point. It's, and I think you're right on. I think there's a certain archetype that we tend to inadvertently create, and it assumes that archetype that has passed on through decades, hundreds of years, thousands of years, and it keeps changing based on our own preconceived notions and our own societal standards and whatnot. And I think when you get at the heart of the phenomenon, it may not have a definitive shape whatsoever. It may just do that so that we can identify with it, so that we can actually perceive it. There's a great book that was written by two excellent researchers who are friends of mine, Jeremy Renner and Joshua Cutchin. And they wrote a book called Where the Footprints End. And they look at the Bigfoot phenomenon, but all of the other aspects that tie into the Bigfoot phenomenon, such as like the lady in white that we assume is a ghost. Well, it turns out that there's a lot of connections with that and Bigfoot sightings. Stan Gordon looked at the Bigfoot UFO connection. I think that a lot of this stuff is coming from the same source, and I think that source is tied to us. I think that is where maybe some of the answers lie. Again, just my thoughts.
But I agree, because I think that the people that research what they research, I feel like that's what they're drawn to for some reason, right? So for me, it's going to be spirit, ghosts, people that have passed away, or or animals or something like that. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's more relative for me, because maybe that's what I'm drawn to or whatever. Whereas I don't want to meet a Men in Black. You know what I mean?
Taryn, because a lot of places that we go to have a combination of both like ghost, paranormal, and also UFO history. Because you look at like the Conjuring House, they have both. Skinwalker Ranch, that has both. What's the other big one? There's just Finsdale. Finsdale has both. So you're finding a lot of that combination of all.
But
aspects.
I feel like that's just starting to be a thing. That was never.
I agree.
So I feel like in order for us not to sound crazy, we just have to say, okay, well, maybe it's the same thing. They just come in different forms. Because how can they be like Skinwalker Ranch is when I first started thinking about it. Like, how does all of that in one spot, like just all of that. And
fucking wild.
Different people see different things and experience it. So I remember, somebody tell me, that I said, okay, I'm like in this, I accept it. I know it can happen. Why am I not seeing my dad? Why can't I talk to my dad? Why all my friends are able to, why can't I? Right. And it's almost like that side knows, like he knows there's no way I would be able to handle that. There's no way, as much as I want to, but I feel like, but that's what I can relate to. Whereas Justin, you can relate to the Men in Black thing for some reason, you know what I mean? And I think
maybe.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it also
it-
coincides with the paranormal too, because remember doing like the negative cases, there was some intertwining with so-called entities could possibly possess from, their alien,
Well, you guys had to call MUFON one time.
Yeah, we had to call MUFON.
And MUFON actually took the case.
They took that, and we don't know.
And they never heard about it again.
that because
But you
it was
see-
a legit case,
Yeah, see right there, like when MUFON look, and with all due respect to MUFON, I'm a member of MUFON, but it's like they look at this.
Men in Black.
They look at this though from just
You got
the UFO
VIP.
lens, and they don't like. One of the reasons why I decided not to be trained to become a MUFON investigator is because I didn't like their approach, where it was you just focus on the one case that's reported from the witness, and that's it. You just get the data from a scientific, data and collection perspective, and then that's it. But I don't think that's the case. I think we really need to get into the heart of the witness, their actual life story, and not just their story, but their family history. And what I'm starting to see, this is something I didn't write about in the Spectrum, but what I'm starting to see now is that there is a connection through the whole family line. And there seems to have been one moment in time where it was almost like a doorway was first opened up by one member of their family. And at that point, then all of a sudden the strangeness continues on, going forward in that family line. Now, again, I don't know if there's something there, but I'm seeing a lot more of that that commonality now because I'm looking for it, and I think as investigators and researchers, we have to look beyond what we think we know and what we think what we understand about this phenomenon, and approach it from different perspectives. I mean, we're only doing ourselves a disservice when we try to categorize it. And when we have like a ghost conference, it should just be a strange phenomenon conference.
Yes, I say that. I say it all the time. I say also
So-
we have to put labels on everything, right? We have
That's
to
right,
label
yeah.
everything to make it familiar, right?
Yeah,
But I agree,
absolutely.
even but within, like, if you want to say like the paranormal side of things, like, so when I say paranormal, I mean ghosty, okay, for lack of a better description. We find that when people have certain abilities, they can hear, or they can see things, or they can feel things, or they're psychic mediums, or they're, they do have family that also have the same abilities or have, you know what I mean? Like most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, but most of the time when I interview people or people come on my show, most of the time they say that their families, I mean, look at John and Debbie, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a case right there. I mean, John's and mom.
11.
And all her attending.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, I should have scheduled. I mean, Tim Mail, he did it right when he did his whole like telethon thing where he had everybody scheduled to come on. I was just like, yeah, come on whenever you can, because I'm like, oh, people are busy, and you know what I mean. I didn't think everybody was gonna want to like come on like all at 9 o'clock. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Fine.
I was waiting for the late night raunchiness, so that's why I'm here later.
That's what I'm doing now.
Just ring the bell. We can start anytime.
But Justin is going to give two. I should have said this earlier. I think I did say it earlier though, that you were going to give 2 free copies away to people that shared, followed, and tagged 2 friends. And I did.
you do the contest however you want to do it. Okay, you don't have to do it tonight. You don't have to take a time machine and do
Right.
it, a week prior. But you do it how you want it. All I said was I'll give 2 copies of each one of my books to a total 4 people or 2 people, however you want to do it. I just want people to read it. All right, that's it. That's it. Dana, if you want a copy,
I
there
do.
you go,
I really just do.
All right. Well, look, anyone can.
When I give it away, I'm like, hey, I would love to read that. That sounds
Oh, it's
awesome.
fantastic, Dana. It's a
I
great
wanna-
book. It really is a great book.
Oh, is it? I really
is.
do want it. I'll buy it if it. I'm not joking around. I'll definitely get it. I would love
Well,
to.
look, it's you can, I have a website that people can get in touch with me at. It's normalparanormal.org. Not .com. That's like $3,000, but .org.
.net was free for a little bit too.
Or if you're part of the Web3 movement, normalparanormal.xyz. So, but anyways, I'm telling you, Web3, it's coming.
Web3.
I don't even.
the
This
future.
is the first I'm here. Yeah, right. It'll be
Soon.
5 more years before
You're
I'm on
gonna
it
be
like
you're
that.
gonna be broadcasting in the metaverse. The Paranormal Brew is going to be in the metaverse in the future.
Oh,
I'm
I
telling
don't know
you,
if I can handle that.
Set
I
up
mean, I just got a microphone. Okay,
People-
baby steps.
People are going to be paying for books and crypto. This is all part of the new movement. But anyways, I just want people to read it, and more importantly, I want people to begin to just ask questions. None of us have the answers. None of us that you're watching today. None of us will claim to have any of the answers. But if we can just get you to start to ask the right questions, to go on your own journey of discovery in this, maybe you'll come across something that you can share back and say, hey guys, look, there's some other aspect that has been completely overlooked. Check this out. That is how we're going to get at the heart of this. We're never going to fully explain it because the phenomenon is meant to be experienced, not explained.
Yeah, what happens if we could? Like, then what would we do?
I think
We wouldn't have
look,
nothing to do anymore.
if you take a look at what the recent government revelations of the past few years, right? Like UFOs are real. I mean, they came out and pretty much said this. Look, disclosures here. These things exist, but that's not the end of the story. There's so much more to this. Places like Skinwalker Ranch hold a lot of keys. But I think we're not at the point where we are asking the right questions yet. It's not a matter of does this stuff exist? It's more a matter of
Causality.
Right. Yeah.
We're looking at causality because all paranormal phenomena, whether it's ufology or spirit communication, any of that stuff, we don't have access or control over at least 50% of the equation. When I record anomalous voices, at the point they're recorded, they are at that point in some way, shape, or form in league or in concert with laws of physics and nature as we understand them. But the source of the vocal is not. That is where the paranormal effect lies. And you start looking at it parapsychologically and metaphysically. You're looking for causality. Where are these things? Like you said, UFOs exist. It's an object that's flying that's unidentified. Is it from a different realm, a different universe? That's the part we don't know. The source. When we get a voice we shouldn't get, where is it coming from? That's the part that we don't know. And when you do dive into this phenomena, and after that's brilliantly put, the way you said it is asking the right questions. For us, for example, with ITC, everybody's focus has always been, especially through TV, the vocals coming out, what we're hearing. I sat down to do direct radio voice, and I started asking, how are they hearing me? Because you make a mechanical wave with your larynx, and that only propagates so far till the cohesiveness gets leveled out by the air. If you're not in the vicinity, how is that sound or how is that getting to somebody who's answering me who's not in my physical space? And that was a different perspective to take on it, and that's something I still can't answer. I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many, and it's okay to not know, right? I think a lot of us in this field, we're so fixated on knowing, on finding out these answers, but I don't think we're meant to find out. I think we're just, one thing is going to lead to another, but it's a never-ending journey. Like you're finding out, Ron, it's just one of these things that it'll just keep you going. it'll keep us fascinated with this. And
that's what hangs up science a lot too, I think, because in order for any methodology to be scientific in nature, it has to be falsifiable. That's where string theory falls through the cracks, because you can't quantify it, you can't qualify it, you can't go and see that there's 8 different universes somewhere. So it stays at some point stalled theoretically. You can't falsify it. That by definition is what makes the method scientific. So we don't have access to a certain part of it.
Well, I think if paranormal as a whole, when I say paranormal, I mean all of these different disciplines. If we don't start looking at it from more of the research aspect and asking, like you said, Justin, brilliantly, ask the correct questions, if we stay just in our wheelhouse, we're never going to move forward. And I saw that firsthand with my own team. When I first started, I stuck with all the traditional stuff and the traditional methods. Then I started working with psychic mediums. We brought them into the team. Then we started using Victorian era methods and validating those. Then we got into ITC research. And now we've got people on the team that are, they're cryptid people. They're into ufology. They each have their own disciplines, occult practices. And we're really expanding that research thing. And I think that's what paranormalists do as a whole. So listening to Ron, what you're doing, the work you're doing, Justin, the stuff you're doing, I think it's fantastic to hear this community talk about all these different disciplines and bring all these different people together.
Really is.
And that's a big part to people like Karen. So thank you for doing what you do to bring people like us together to have a platform to speak. It's how we network, it's how we meet, and it's how we get this message out. So real quick, before I have to get off here, Karen, I just wanted to say, happy 5 years.
For sticking it out.
It is fantastic what you have done in this 5 years. You're one of my favorite people. You're one of my favorite friends. So I can't wait to see you again in the field. Sabrina, Anthony, it was good to see you guys again. Beth, it's been a long time. I enjoyed working with you at Wildwood and hope we get to work together again in the future.
Absolutely. Hope to see you again.
Yes, absolutely. And Ron, I'm going to reach out to you. I'd like to pick your brain on some ITC stuff, brother. I think we have a cool conversation. Megan, good to see you again.
Matt, I love you.
Karen. And Justin, nice to meet you. Bye, guys. Have a great night.
Bye. Thank you.
Before
Bye,
I get to Ron's DRVs really quick, I want to play this. Here was somebody else that couldn't make it.
Hey guys, it's Ernie from Paranormal Inc. and host of Step Into the Paranormal Talk Radio. I just wanted to take a moment and congratulate Taryn on 5 fabulous years with the Paranormal Brew. I had the opportunity of being a guest a few months back, and it was amazing. We had so much fun. Taryn is very good at what she does. The Paranormal Brew Talk Radio is absolutely amazing. It has made it 5 years, and each episode keeps getting better than the last. So keep watching, keep celebrating. Sorry I couldn't join you all for the live video tonight. I have somewhere I have to be. But I just wanted to congratulate Taryn and say thank you for all you do in the paranormal field. Thank you to everyone who watches Paranormal Brew. And we are definitely looking forward to another 5 years. That's, wow, even better than the last 5 if that's possible. Hope you all can join us at the Gettysburg Bash in just a few months. And we will see everyone there. And we love you, Taryn. We love what you're doing. Keep up the great work, and I shall chat with you soon. Congratulations.
That was so nice.
It really was.
He's awesome. We hung out with him at the Rochester Parafest last weekend. He's a blast. He's a good dude, man. He's a really good guy.
And I just, really quick, this is Alita. Okay, she made a cake. But I also want to plug her. If you saw that, she did a painting of Zeus. So she will paint your pets for you. And I mean, it's amazing. I just had to do that.
That's so cute.
And I want to do this too before we get into Ron. Because Ron, I think your DRVs will pick this up a little bit, but I just want to, I have to.
No pressure. No pressure.
Thank you. I had to do that. All three of them were on my show. I know there's been other people that we've lost in the community, but they were on Paranormal Brew, so I just wanted to make sure I gave a shout out, to them. They were amazing guests, amazing people. I was very thankful to be able to have on my show. Okay, now I got that out of the way.
Well, that was nice that you
Yeah.
gave a tribute to them. Actually, very nice.
That's really cool. You're doing great things, Taryn, and
She
it's
really
an
is.
honor for all of us to be here. Thank you. On that note, I'm going to head out. It was good. Just wanted to say hi.
Come on. I wish you would have came on. I wish Gary would have been able to talk. Like, it was just so crazy in the beginning, and Gary was on, but I wish he would have been able to talk about those phone calls. I'd love
You'll
it.
have to set up for they're both
incredible.
They both come on together.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's an interesting. Well, you've
Yes.
heard him.
Love him.
He's interesting.
I
All
love
right,
him.
farewell, my friends. Keep in touch.
Good night.
Thanks for hanging out.
Hi, Justin. It's great
All
to
right.
see you.
Let me get to these. I want to get to these. Did Lourdes leave us, Ron? Is she already in bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Let's do this. We're going to do this one.
Famous? Who's famous?
It's so you can hear. Did you guys hear that, or do you want me to play it again? You heard that, right?
I heard it.
That's straight white noise.
I heard
That's
it.
straight white noise on a white noise vacant long wave frequency. There's no broadcast whatsoever. There's no reason that should be there.
It's amazing
whatsoever.
It is. It's
Right.
fucking
I heard
amazing.
You know who I am? It's turned on. Is my mother gonna be here tonight?
That is so crazy. You can hear that.
Oh my God. I heard it. Yeah, I did.
It's phenomenal when that comes out of pure white noise. On some of them like that too, I slowed the playback speed down just a little bit because one of the things that was found out early in EVP research by Konstantin Radove, who's a Latvian psychologist, was that sometimes the vocals come in at speeds and at cadences that we're not capable of doing ourselves. It's so fast.
Yeah.
That sounded normal speed of speech, but that was in fact at the moment so fast I didn't even hear it.
So John and Beth, you guys are psychic mediums, right? And I mean,
yeah.
Like, how do you, when you hear that, do you pick, when you guys hear stuff like that, like, do you pick up that that's like, so was that Ron's, like, are you able to pick up that that's Ron's mouth? You know what I mean? When you're hearing that stuff?
Great question.
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's always different for each one of us because, energy is so all over and trying to figure out, if it is actually her versus something else, and, from also coming from a demonology background, you question everything that you get. So you don't want to have that hope of, oh my gosh, this really is my mom. But then you have that, in the back of your mind, you're like, I really wish this was, you know what I mean? And it's the uncertainty is really interesting. And even for, at least for me,
or you get pictures, or you get, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're reading somebody, you're doing mediumship, do you hear things or you're getting pictures? And you know how some people say, oh, when I get a white rose, this means an anniversary, or if I get,
Yeah.
So then, like, actually hearing the voice. Now Ron knows the voice, right? So I'm sure Ron was like, okay, that does sound like I mean, it's something like how your mom would talk, or how, you know what I mean? Like, it's familiar to you.
There's a preponderance of evidence that's suggestive of that, but I'm going to agree with John on that too. I think from a research standpoint, I can't say with absolution
Right.
who or what it is. I can't say. This is where you go from empirical experience or evidence to a belief system. Evidence-wise, absolutely, that's anomalous. It's inexplicable. It should not have been there through white noise whatsoever. The vocal is paranormal. Who and what it is, now you're skirting your way into what would be a belief system. I can't know for sure and prove beyond doubt that it's her. But that's where you get into what Justin was saying, where the individuals have the experience. I can say from my experience, I believe that's her, and whether anybody else believes it in concert with me or not is not relevant. But I can't know it and say, well, you're all wrong if you don't think it, because that's what it is. I can't, as a researcher alone, I can't with good conscience say that.
Right. So, as me coming in as a psychic medium, so when you hear that, if you believe that that is your mom, then that's who it is.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right. So right,
I think
Taryn.
we all
So
have. I think we all have a little bit of
Yeah.
intuitiveness, in our
Right.
in ourselves, that whether you
Right.
choose to. I mean, Beth, here you have this. I mean, when you turned around and looked at Rob one time and said,
oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah.
I didn't even know. So Rob's father passed away, and this was what, maybe a year or two. Was it a year after?
Yeah.
He came to me. We were doing the brew, and
Wow.
me and Beth just turned around and said, "Rob, did you put something in your dad's coffin, like a hat with a like a block letter?" And Rob's just like looking at her. Now I'm looking at her too, because I was like, "Oh, what is she talking about?"
'Cause he
I'm
didn't
like,
tell you. Right.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know he did that. I had no idea. After everybody left, he went up there and put it was his hat, right? His mom gave him his dad's hat, but he was like, my dad, this was his favorite hat. So after everybody left the funeral home, he went up to the coffin by himself and put the hat in. I had no idea he did it until that moment. And Beth turned around and was like, "Yeah, he said that. Thank you for giving him his hat."
Yeah, I remember that too. I was there.
Oh, you were there too?
Yeah, I
So
was
I
there
didn't
with that
know.
one.
I just remember.
Yeah, Sabrina was there.
Yeah, we were doing the brew over at your place.
Yeah.
At your place.
That didn't go over so good in my place, but
oh, stop.
the reading did. Yeah.
All right, and then
yeah.
So I know I forgot where I was going. That's why.
I know, me too.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
I think with that intuitive thing, like what he's talking about, I think, and just mediumship in general, and getting back to like the demonologist part about what would be negative and what would not be. I think even though, I mean, unless discernment would be a big part of it too. If you really think, okay, well, sounds like my mother, but you're not getting that feeling, that internal feeling, that connection that it's your mother, then I would to me, I would be questioning if that was really my mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's feeling like that is what it is, like,
I mean,
that's a huge
you tell you there's that bond, that connection, you get the chills, you get that feeling, okay, I could feel that this is really my mother. But we could all get conned, obviously. But if you didn't get that feeling,
he
and just a question, he was like, okay, well, I don't know, that could be something mimicking my mother.
Yeah.
But I personally don't think that, because that side of things have never been of this earth. I don't think they know how to manipulate things like that. I could be wrong. I mean, that's just my opinion. Like, I think they only know how to use the person. So I don't think they know how to be able to manipulate something. I mean, I think if it's, and I'm just saying that only to if we're talking about DRV and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like,
well, we have had instances before when we were doing sittings, doing direct radio voice, when she would testify to the fact that she heard what sounded like her voice or my voice coming out of the radio. Now, is that us in a different continuum or time? Is it mimicry? It's like like blind dialing, without seeing the
But
other
it could be a
side.
mimic group, however, but it could be because that's so like I don't remember who told me this, but and it makes perfect sense to me. You know, when you hear like I was in my apartment one time by myself and I heard my name called, you know, and it sounded like
That's
my
always fun, isn't
boyfriend,
it?
you know, and for me it's like, oh, okay, it's just him. But so it took that initial fright out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's like because your mind, by the time you're realizing what happened, it's already over. So you don't have time to like get scared. So I feel like that side of it knows what you can handle and what you can't handle. If that makes sense. Am I like going all over the place? I really feel like
No, it does make sense because we don't know. You know, I mean,
I don't know.
It's possible, I think, to know from the other side. I mean, it's guesswork, right? We're speculating, but I think it's possible to know. The question is based on the nature of the entity or whatever you're connecting with. It's whether or not there's any compassion, empathy, or they care.
Yeah.
Ron, can I ask you just because
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with everything? I mean, I know what you're talking about. So when you go out on an investigation and you're doing this DR, you know what I mean?
Yeah, direct radio voice. Yep.
Yes. Do you get responses like almost every time? Or do you sometimes go out on an investigation and it's completely blank the whole night? I'm just curious how the frequency with which that happens.
No, that's a great question. So when we talked about, or I mentioned earlier about doing it as a discipline and having a sitting every week, if from a research perspective, you can't just be when you go investigate. So it was every week, once or more, especially more when the world shut down, doing a sitting for like an hour, hour and a half. What I found from that was we would turn the radio on to the same frequency and it would connect sometimes almost instantly. And it would happen more with greater, for lack of I don't want to confuse the terminology, more frequent. We would see, to answer your question. So I think, yeah, one of the really fascinating things is how, unlike a ghost box, it's not reliant upon radio reception. So we have found a lot of times that's the only thing that will work.
And do you ever randomly, do an experiment when you're not on an investigation, just within your own home, just put it on and get responses that you weren't expecting? Does that happen too?
Yes, actually, when I referred to the sittings weekly for 2.5 years without missing a week, that's exactly what I was talking about. Every single week, at least one time, and some of the stuff that would come through. We were one time mimicking the method as it was born in Europe with letting the radio get a connection bridge, it's called, let it run for 20 minutes, then sit down and start the questions and recording and all that. And we were walking to the kitchen to get something to drink, and I got just to the cusp of the doorway, and out of the radio, as clear as I'm talking now, it said, "You're leaving?" And I froze.
Yeah.
I would have
share that
pissed
with
myself at that moment.
I'm so obsessed with this. Like I was like so excited to investigate with him and Lourdes to do this. Like,
well, you did it at Strauss Mansion, right?
The Kreischer Mansion.
Kreischer, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, and because I'm such an EVP person, and I
love it too.
Hear
I love
disembodied
EVP.
voices. Like to me, this is like my whole thing. Like I love it, and the fact that it's not sweeping radio waves and it's
That's the
not
amazing part. Yeah, it's
to
the amazing
me,
part.
that is the part that I'm like I
It's funny because of the ITC movement in America almost skipped over this because it was EVP research, then it was white noise for audio support for EVP research, and then it was boom, the software, and then Frank's box and ghost boxes, and boom, and American television and the spirit box, and it's everywhere. Meanwhile, the best results ever had were in Europe on unnetworked computers, fax machines, landline phones, and old vacuum tube radios. And I'm like, so I see this stuff, and I'm like, why is nobody doing this? It's not on TV, and it's a grind. But if you put the time in.
What led you in that direction? And how long have you been doing that style of EVP? Or
about 3 years, and it was born out of I always liked the spirit box and the ghost box stuff, and I came across, just in trying to read and learn, I came across a book by Dr. Annabelle Cardoso, who's first female diplomat to the country of Portugal. Now she lives in Spain. And she sat with Robin Foy, who was part of the Skull experiment, Marcello Bacci, I mentioned in Italy. She worked, the guy who came up with the name ITC was a physicist from Germany named Ernst Sinkowski. She knew all those people when they were alive. And I read her book and I was like, the method was wild. And then I found like Calling Earth, the video on Vimeo that's a documentary. It has Bacci in it. And I was like, I can't believe with what they got and how pure it is, nobody's doing it. So then I looked into how do you do this stuff? And I started doing it. So it was about 3 years ago from her book. And so one of the cool honors that I had was not only have I talked to Dr. Cardoso on the phone, but when my first book just came out, she wrote about the author.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
You're cool.
And she's amazing. She's not building devices with a soldering gun. She literally just sits in front of like 2 or 3 Sony world band radios on different shortwave channels that are empty. And she gets spirits coming through. And it's phenomenal. So that's the brass ring that I pursue.
Well, when we were at Kreischer Mansion, it said my name.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's not your regular name.
So, all right.
That's pretty cool.
James.
So the story that goes with this one is that we were at this is last weekend on Friday, a week ago, Rochester Parafest. We saw James Anito, and he was talking to, I guess, a couple people, including Tim Woolworth, who's a brilliant ITC guy, and he heard what we were doing. Sam Baltrusis was with us on an investigation at the Shanley Hotel, and we blew his and Johnny Zappis' mind with what we were getting in real time. So we told James, hey, if you're around, come by the room. We're going to run direct radio voice, a little sitting in the room. And he goes, all right. So he came in, and we got a bunch of real-time responses, first name, last name stuff. It was crazy. But that message said, and he was with his girlfriend who's pregnant, and he has a son with him who's 5 from a previous relationship. So he has a new family. And this thing said there's a different family. Then it said James Nino.
That's pretty cool.
While he was sitting there.
That's wild. And did it blow his mind? You said it did, right? Him and Zaffis, right?
He was, Zaffis and Baltrusis were with us at the Shanley Hotel, and Johnny Zaffis looked at me and said, in my whole career, I've never heard anything like this.
And I was supposed to be there, and I was in Gettysburg celebrating my birthday, but I would have.
How dare you?
All right.
Well, I was in Getty too. Was I in Getty? I was at the Hoover House, no?
Yep.
Yes.
That weekend?
Yeah, that was that weekend.
Ron, do you ever have like a third party listen to the phenomenon you get, like somebody who wasn't there, doesn't know the context of really what was going on, to kind of analyze what they hear to see if it matches with what you guys perceived and heard at that time?
Yeah, I mean, we have other people listen to it. We've shared stuff out before. One of the cool things, if you use audio software at all, is you can at any given time, if you think you hear something vocally, you can do what's called a voice print, where you can actually say into the recording, you can record into the software what you think that the voice is saying. And then you can look at the spectrograph image of it, and then you can look at the same thing of the voice you captured. And if the spectrograph matches, that's what you heard. So, and I've done that in instances when I was just to vet it one level up just to be sure. But, and a lot of times too, because it's for research purposes and because I'm fascinated by the whole method, I think Justin said it before, we're not to look for acceptance, or I'm not trying to change minds. I'm already confident enough in my ability to hear and perceive that when I hear something that's that clear, that says James Nito, when James Nito is in the room.
That's really wild. I mean, I hear that so clearly.
Yeah. You got timing, you got relevance, and you got clear enunciation.
That's what I'm saying. Like Beth and John, like, couldn't you guys use, like, I don't know if you can need it, but I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, if that's spirit coming through, you know what I mean, and communicating, like, wouldn't that help you?
It would. When we were at the one event in Selma Mansion, and we were upstairs on the 3rd floor, and I was up there with Marinette Ledig from New Jersey team. we were both literally just standing in the bathroom, and I'm just trying to open up to what is going on. We were doing an experiment. There was another group in the other room doing a spirit box section, and you can't really hear what's being said in there, but both Marionette and I heard clearly what was coming through, apparently over in there. But we were hearing it here, and intuitively, and it was matching what they were getting. So in a way, yes, it's interesting when it's in real time. It's different because you're picking up on energies, and for myself, I'm very visual, and so they show me those signs, symbols, omens. They show me sorts of things, and if there is someone present, they will come forward. Sorry about the dogs. And what happens is, when you're in a reading setting, it's a lot easier because you're in your own element versus, real time. I mean, it's different, and energy just changes constantly. So, and I don't know if that's for you, Beth, but that's just something I've been feeling.
Yeah, yeah, I've been there in a long time, so it depends. So when you get there, you just, you feel the energy and what's going on around you. That's all,
Yeah. I mean, I just want to know more about it. Like, I love it so much.
The fascinating thing is that it was categorized by the physicist who came up with the term ITC, more in Europe, TCI, transcommunication instrumental. He referred to it as a mediumistic electronic, differentiating between EVP, where you record and review, but with this method, it's meant to be two-way dialogue, where it's supposed to be real time, where you can actually dialogue in the moment. But it is functioning as the medium. The device is functioning as the medium.
Yeah.
So a lot of times with people that are talented mediums like yourselves, actually, it's a good time to bring up. One of the things we started doing, and we did it with Sam Baltrusis, is I came up with a concept of taking a seance sitting and taking that focus of the group circuit energy of people, that morphic resonance, and combining it with direct radio voice, where Marcello Bacci used to do sittings that were similar, and it's called the Digital Seance Initiative. And we did it at the Pine Bush UFO Museum once, with people sitting around the circle, and we got real-time responses that people heard in the moment, and it was ridiculous. And then we did it again at the Shanley. That's what Sam Baltrusis and Johnny Zappas saw. So folks who have gifts like you guys have with mediumistic capabilities, that's a huge asset for anybody who does paranormal research. If they know what they're doing, that's something to welcome into the mix. I think that's huge.
Oh, for sure.
Ron, you mentioned you use different devices. Didn't you say that, like, for the white? Do you find one that works better than others?
For the most part, so what's interesting is for ITC, I try everything. I'll use apps. I'll try ghost boxes. I won't speak to it if I haven't tried it. My preference is, of course, that's a great question. My preference is direct radio voice, and when I do that, I have changed from different world band radios, even using the same frequency. And for the most part, it's funny because it seems to follow intent. Like if I'm feeling a certain radio and I use that one, it seems to work. And
makes sense.
Even the woman whose work mentored me, Dr. Annabelle Cardozo, she had 3 shortwave radios running on different channels, and she would ask why they always came through the one radio, and they go, because that one's your favorite.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
It wasn't on any other one.
She's had messages come through one radio and finish on the next one, and sometimes it would focus just on the one radio, and that was the answer she got, was that that's your favorite one. They felt she was feeling that radio.
Oh wow.
All right.
Wow. I just think the whole thing is awesome. And
yeah,
I'm happy that I was able to do that.
Yeah, you're lucky. I'd love to experience it, and so I don't know when those opportunities come, but I would love to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you can experience with so when I moved to Jersey, one of the major experiences that I had was the house I lived in Collingswood, New Jersey, and it was like there's a workshop, like a 6-car garage that was used as a wood shop. So the guy who had the house, he was a master woodsman, and he died in the house. So like I always felt a presence in that garage.
But do you think you felt it just because you knew it?
I'm sorry?
Like, do you think that you felt like maybe something was there because you knew there was a
I mean,
tragedy?
there was occurrences, shadows moving, noises.
Oh, okay. So you were like experiencing
I mean,
stuff.
also in the house, but also in the garage. I was always drawn to it. So we gutted it out. We gutted that place out. It was a workshop. It was neglected. We gutted it out. On one of the wood pillars was an old analog phone that was still connected, but there was no dial tone. So like one day it was exactly around 3 p.m. The sun was out, so it wasn't at night. You know, of course we know that it doesn't have to be nighttime for to have a phenomenal experience. But I was like on the other side, the phone's like directly across from me. I'm on the other side, and the phone started ringing. And I mean, it's been a while since I call it grand prize experience in the paranormal field. When you get that, you know that it shouldn't be ringing. You know it's not connected. There's no dial tone, nothing. I mean, it was just ringing. It was like in a Hollywood movie where you're like what's going on? Yeah. And I'm like literally walking slow to it, and I picked it up and I answered, and of course nothing was going to come of it. But you can experience that, and I tell people that you can talk through the mediums that Ron was saying. You don't have that certain devices. I mean, if you have the old, maybe that's what people should do is like hook up maybe like an old analog phone, hook it up to the wire. It doesn't need to be in service, and just like you said, you got to have a lot of patience, and possibly that's what happened. You'll get a call.
I just have to say, Tony, you totally look like Zach Baggins right now. And then I also have
You're never gonna let me go on that.
No, totally like Zach Baggins.
Yeah, I just heard something. Hold on.
It's a
run.
Demon.
And oh crap! What the heck was, now I forget what I was going to say. Important thing I was going to say, I forget.
Well, Taryn, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So you have had 5 years on the Brew. Where do you see yourself in your next 5 years, or what's your hopes or your plan?
I have no idea because I literally realized it was 5 years last week. Like it just because it doesn't feel like 5 years.
Well, really what are some goals for you? Like, what do you want to achieve in the next 5?
Well, I kind of was like, I already like threw this around. Like I totally want to just keep having just people coming on, no matter if it's repetitive guests or whatever. I don't care because we're always learning. We're always learning new things. So even though I've had somebody on, that's why I always have duo demonology on. That's why I always have the people on that, because I mean, I would have Ron and Lourdes on a lot with this DRV thing. John, he's an amazing medium. And he's like, you know what I mean? Like, my peaches, they're amazing. Just.
Yes, we are.
But the only thing that I started to think about was because, like I said, recently I've been introduced to this podcast where I had no idea so many people were. I used to do this, right? This is why we don't look back on old paranormal Brew videos.
That's just it.
I'm like, hey, yeah. But there's not really a like. I work with all these people now. I'm peers with people like this. One of the reasons I met all of them is because I was worried. I was looking out for them, and I went through some really bad thing with a bad guest, and I would love to meet all of them. So I was like, why isn't there like a podcast Paracon? Like all these people that do podcasts, and all these people that.
Well, maybe the Paranormal Brew Fest will have that.
Oh yeah. Megan messaged. So I've been talking about that right for a couple weeks, and then she messages me the other day. I had a dream last night that you had a Paracon. I'm like, what? I'm like, no. She's like, yeah, Paranormal Brew Fest. She was like, let's do it. I'm like, well, that sounds like it's fun.
I'm telling you,
very
it's
fun.
Gonna be epic.
Let's fucking do it, man.
Yes. And I told her that. I said you could have everybody who's had a podcast or is on BB3 TV or whatnot. Everybody can have a little time slot at the event. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, I look back and I'm like, how the heck am I still here? Because I don't look at myself like I watch I watch other people's podcasts. I share it out. I support everybody that does it. I don't judge anyone. They have their own style. I have to remember there's people that are from the UK that I'm, friends with that I share their podcasts out. There's people from Indiana and Iowa. I mean, they have totally different upbringings and lifestyles and teachings and learning. So
yeah,
one might think my podcast is good, and there's another podcast, that I mean, I'm on YouTube all the time watching podcasts now. You know what I mean? I think it's awesome the stuff that I'm learning and the guests that they have on. I'll contact and say, hey, you want to come on my show? It's and then I'm referring people out to them. I'm referring to people that have come on my show, and that's what I want. I just want the education and the learning to get out there.
And that's the nature of what you do. And that's why you succeed at what you do, because you do want to share the knowledge and you don't want to make it about you. You never have. And
no,
it is the cool part, and that's evident and clear to see. If anybody doesn't see that, they're a jackass.
You're real. And that's something that I think is very hard to find.
That's what I'm trying to say. What he said.
Yep. What John said.
I really love what I do. And I think that's the only thing is I was always persistent with this. I'm sure Beth and Mike and Tony and Sabrina, they were great as my co-hosts, but I was so fucking persistent with it. They were like, all right, what are we going to talk about? What are we doing? Like, it wasn't like this. And I'm like, we're just going to do it. And once I realized, I could do it by myself, they had to step back, personal reasons, and they were doing this and that. It wasn't, none of us broke up on a bad note. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But once I started doing it by myself and realizing, I can do this by myself, I was like, I'm just going to do it by myself. Because when the first show I was by myself, I'm like, shit, I got to find somebody to do this show with me. Who's going to do a show with me every Wednesday? And who can I? Because at the first, there wasn't this Zoom and StreamYards and all this and that.
Right. It was so difficult.
I was driving to where they were at so we could do this together. And, you know what I mean? So it was very difficult at that time.
I remember Lauren saying she would have to set up everything in across her dining room table to do these interviews.
Right.
It's amazing. Right. You're correct.
So
I facilitate it now for you in different ways.
So now it's easier, right? Now it's just simple, and then I'm at home and I have my studio downstairs and I'm doing this and doing that. But
yes, you're amazing, Taryn.
I mean, it's but I appreciate it. And I have to play this last one. It's the last video.
Okay.
A Jing will kill me if actually I want to play it because she did it for the Brew.
Okay.
She did this for the Brew, so I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, she's pretty special girl.
I love you. Go ahead. Oh my God.
There she is. Did we lose Mike, by the way?
He pissed out on his list beer.
This
thought we lost
Jing from Indonesia. I think.
No, my back hurts, so I'm standing listening.
Oh. All right. She's like amazing.
She's really, really amazing.
You know what's interesting about that? Go back and watch that video again. I think it was April Busette, that told her that when she plays, somebody told her that when she plays music, that there's like spirit children that come out, and this and that. And if you watch that video, you can see the it kind of like changes its up, but you can see almost like in that doorway in the back, there almost looks to be like a shadow back there. And I saw that, but I was like, okay, I'm
going to watch it again.
You're right.
Yeah. I'm saying watch it again because she does have special abilities. She's a special human being, and
She is. She's always on your show. She's just so loyal to you, and I really dig that about her.
But I mean, she has this aura about her that just kind of, I don't know. She's really good at everything she does. She's like one of those people that just makes everything look real easy. Like I feel like I could just sit in front of a piano and do that.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
I wish. Now we know what song we're
singing.
Lamb with
two fingers.
She's been trying. It must be the connection between Indonesia and the United States. I don't know. She's been trying. It hasn't been because I've had people on. I think it has something to do. But she's been trying to come on. She was going to do "Happy Birthday" on the piano live, like which originally she wasn't going to do. That's why she sent me the video, and I've been trying to talk to her in the back chat. I can't figure out how to get her on. But I think she's in Indonesia. I think right now it's probably, I don't even know what time it's there right now. It's probably like, 4 a.m?
Ay.
Because usually when I'm on.
I don't think so. I think it might be. Is it like 12
Alexa, what time is it in Indonesia?
Taryn, I don't fucking know.
Look right now.
You just turned everybody else's Alexa on.
I turned everybody's Alexa on. Alexa, what time is it in Indonesia?
Why is she saying so angrily?
I wouldn't answer you. Talk to me that way.
10:59 a.m.
10:59 a.m.
It's almost 11 a.m.
Wait.
She's definitely the Dom.
Alexa, do ghosts exist?
Oh my God. Can't hear what she's saying.
Oh, she said, most scientists will disagree and say they do not exist. But there's not enough evidence to say if there is or is not.
Do you know
there's more than enough evidence, and I would not say most scientists,
Go give Alexa a gummy. Tell her to rethink her answer.
right?
Oh, they're in the afternoon.
Do you know you can set Alexa up with an alarm to horror movie music?
At the door. Are you serious?
Yeah, we did it to my son.
You tell me now. You tell me now.
We did it to Caleb the other night.
You know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow? I'm going to be setting everything up.
Oh, here she is. Okay. Wait. No, I it must be. Oh, I love her.
Zhang, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
What was the song? That's what friends are for?
Yes, that's why I said it's our next karaoke song.
She puts up videos all the time. I'm trying to get her to put them up on BB3 TV. I'm trying to get her. I'm like, come on.
Well, I've seen some of her videos, so I don't know where they were up, but I've seen her. I guess maybe on your page because I've seen her. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll share her. She puts them up on her page, and then I'll share them and stuff like that. But because me and Alexa don't get along. First of all, Rob calls her Lexi, and I'm like,
she's a whore. I agree.
Exactly. Right away. I'm like, okay, I hear her. And then I ask her questions, and she just says, I don't know that. And Rob goes, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, well, I found it on Wikipedia and Google.
She answers to Lexi?
Yeah, I hate her.
I do too. I hate them.
Sounds like jealousy.
All right. Of a hockey puck.
You know, we could be jealous. It happens.
Oh, we lost Beth.
Beth would crack me up. I love Beth, but I know when Beth is.
She was down.
About an hour ago, maybe.
Yeah, I love her, but I always know when I love it.
I miss
She was
that.
funny.
But you know, for your 5-year anniversary, like just to sum it up, I think it's amazing. Like everybody knows, there are so many podcasts now, which is truly a wonderful thing for the world. Because when I think about all my young paranormal experiences and having no one on the planet to discuss anything with, it's a gift across the board. But to survive the 5 years as you've done successfully, it really is testament to, you know, your love of the paranormal and for people. I mean, you love people like nothing I've ever seen. So I think the combination is just fantastic.
I agree. I agree. I would say your love of the paranormal and the people, and theirs right back at you.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. And that's the thing. Whenever I have somebody on, I have a guest on, I will get 2 or 3 messages afterwards, maybe sometimes even more, of people are like, I can't believe you know, like they either learned something or they don't feel so dumb or they don't feel so crazy or they don't feel so, you know, and they want to reach out to these people and they're just like,
and how sad that they have to feel dumb and crazy, right? It's
and then just if somebody says, "Oh my gosh, I learned so much tonight. Like that was so awesome." And I'm like, "Yes, that's what I want."
every day.
Yeah.
The best of the best still learn every day. And if they don't, they're doing themselves an injustice. So
yeah. So I appreciate
Dana for
everybody.
president.
Because without you guys,
I
there would be no me. You know, so I mean, you guys coming on and taking the time, my God, Ron, everybody stuck it out, and there's people that like really like stuck it out tonight. There were people that
my
were
Friday
really,
nights aren't so sexy, so I'm so happy to
You're
be
always
here.
sexy. Shut up. You're a peach. You're sexy. It's automatic.
I'm a grandma.
You wouldn't know. But you know, without you guys though, for sure. I mean, and you have to be particular with the guests that you bring on too.
And you have to do background checks.
Yeah, I have to do background checks. Yes, I learned that the hard way this year. After 5 years, I finally learned that I got to do that. But because I've never been presented with anything like that before.
The best of the best get duped in this world, and that is not anything.
The good thing is, though, it stopped with me. He came on the wrong podcast, is what he did.
Right, and you guys did an excellent job, you know, revealing everything. I mean, that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, no, okay, and that's the thing. I learned a lot from Kenny. You know what I mean? And I needed to do that.
He's a great wealth of information.
I had to do that in order for any future guests to come on here. Because
Kenny needs to be a private investigator. You can find
I don't want
everything
people
out.
watching and getting wrong, being given wrong. And one can argue that and say, but it's all perception and this and that. I get it, but I would trust Ron, his judgment on something technical over, I don't know, really almost anybody. To be honest with you, like I will go like with Kenny. I go to Kenny with like certain stuff, you know, and then I'll go to Ron for certain like technical stuff and this and that, you know, and so if
everybody brings something to the table, which is
exactly, which is where paranormal organization research and network is going to come in. Like Ron's going to be my tech guy, you know, Sabrina's going to be my negative case girl, you know, like
I'll be your bourbon girl. I'm
going to have all these people.
Oh, here's comes
your serving winch.
But I'm just saying, like,
I found my calling.
But I want to make sure that it's people that know what they're talking about and do their research, you know, like I do. And I love John. John's an amazing medium psychic. I'm not a big. I mean, Beth is great. John's great. April's amazing. April, you know, I mean, like I've had her on a few times, and then the other day, I get a message from one of the girls that's streaming on BB3 TV, who's a gamer. Right? She's a gamer. So we let gamers stream on BB. It's a variety network. It's not just paranormal. So we have this gamer and she messages me. She goes, she's like, I have an older gentleman. And she starts like going on and being specific about stuff that I talked to Rob about 30 minutes prior to her messaging me. And I was like, I'm reading these to Rob. I go, what the? I'm like, first of all, I was like, I didn't even know you were into any of that. And she goes, oh yeah, it just comes to me sometimes. And this, I say, but you were like like you were talking about a conversation. Like I just had this conversation, and she's like describing people like to a T, and this and that, and like never. I mean, she knows I do Paranormal Brew. She's on BB3 TV. Yes, thank you. That's gonna be what's gonna be on my shirts. coming to a residential area near you.
Coming to a suburban housewife area near you. I love it.
Everybody
like
will buy
the
that shirt.
Paranormal Housewives.
Tell me you wouldn't buy that shirt.
Of course I would buy it in every color, as long as it's a V-neck woman cut, you know? Look, I'm not wearing V-neck tonight and it's bothering me.
I'm gonna join John and get my blanket.
Yeah.
She's not doing porn.
I'm not doing porn. That's going to be the name of my group.
Not yet, Rob. Not yet.
However, the 5th year anniversary is the wood anniversary, so tell Rob he's got to get up on that for tonight.
No
I think he's got wood.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Megan's so angry.
We just went south.
Good night, Karen. Good night, everybody.
Alita puts that up, and now it's like I forgot what I was talking about. Now, like I'm totally different.
You started with the porn. Come on.
I said paranormal organization.
I didn't
Research
start
Network.
anything.
That's what I said. Alita did this.
Oh, Alita, yeah. She's had some great comments through your show, but I guess when we're on, we can't respond, right? I haven't
know.
been.
That's weird. I don't like that, but you can do it if you're on there. Like if you're not, if you're like watching on Facebook.
You would need another way to watch it.
Yeah.
Typically, I'll have this going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, good night, everybody. And Taryn, you're wonderful. And we are.
Yeah.
We all
thank
think
you,
you're
Ron. Thank you so much for sharing your DRVs, and thank you so much.
Yeah,
for coming
thanks,
on.
Ron.
Everybody.
I gotta look into this.
Night.
Good night, boo boo. I love you.
Yeah, reach out. Anybody has any questions or wants to know more, feel free to reach out. I'm going to probably jump off too, since I'm going to probably be the last one on the block who's awake.
Ron, I have a lot of questions.
I'm
I've
in
been
the same boat you are.
going around and about trying to find out about it, but since you've offered to answer questions, I'll probably have more.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Not a problem.
Thank you.
And yeah, and John, please
Great
plug
stuff.
yourself. Tell everybody where to find you. You know, everybody do it.
Yeah, where
Just
are
on
you, John?
Facebook.
Ron,
You're on Facebook, John?
Yes.
You're welcome.
Because we never met, so I'm gonna find you. On
Oh my God, I didn't know you guys didn't know each other. There.
That's on
Paranormal.
Amazon.
You know I don't know anybody.
Amazing.
I
That
really
book is
don't.
good.
Thank
What's
you.
up? Can you do that again, Ron?
It's a good book, Dana. Good book.
I'm
Paranormally
almost done
talking.
with the second one.
Speaking. Paranormally speaking.
I have my glasses on. Imagine if I didn't.
Yeah, I can talk
That's
about
your
one.
book,
Hey,
Ron?
what's that say?
Yeah.
Paranormally talking?
Cool.
I love it.
I had 3 bourbons, like straight bourbons. You got to cut me some slack.
It's a really good book. It's a really good book.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Love Bug. Happy anniversary.
I'm texting myself now because I won't remember later.
Bye, guys.
Oh, thanks,
And
Meg.
that's not
Bye.
alcohol. That's
You're
just
supposed
old.
to shimmer.
I'm old.
Oh, she's such a bitch.
Good night, everybody.
And then
Nice.
there were.
Nice meeting everybody and seeing everybody too. This was very fun.
Thank you so much for coming on. I really
And for,
appreciate it.
for you, of course.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was awesome. You know, I know it was so unorganized and so chaotic and so crazy. I was trying to get with everybody. John, your poor mother, and I'm just like, I didn't know what to do.
It wasn't chaotic at all.
Oh,
No, it wasn't
What?
chaotic.
No, it wasn't chaotic.
You know,
Uh-uh.
okay. All right.
No, not at all. It was
I feel-
perfect.
Okay,
It was
good.
fun.
Good.
Yep. It was fun.
Awesome. It was a buffet, Rob said.
It was a buffet. It was
He's
a
right.
buffet.
He's right.
You know,
That's exactly what it was.
and I honestly, I don't know, but you know, I don't get into the drama stuff, so I don't know who like doesn't like who, whatever. But
Oh,
you
that's
know, these
definitely
are just
not.
people that I love and respect, and you know, I was happy to have Mike and Beth on, and you
Mm-hmm.
everybody that came on was just, it was awesome. Thank you,
Very welcome.
because without y'all, there's no me. Really, you know.
Yeah, you'd
So,
be here without
I
us. That's fine.
I mean, like, I mean, everybody. I mean, like, if there was no Ron or there was no John or there was no, you know what I mean? Like,
You would have probably still done the round table like we used to.
I probably would have talked about like Gettysburg or something. I would have to move there. I would have to move there. There's, you know,
What happened with the whole bed and breakfast idea there, Sunshine?
I know.
Ah,
I don't think Rob believes me that there's money there. There is.
No, no, it was money.
Yeah,
Depending.
I've been dreaming of
Depending.
Cashtown for many years. If only I had the money.
Well, Cashtown's reopening for
Get a
paranormal.
bank loan and a business plan. You're good to go.
They have festivals all the time. Like there's something to do all the time. Even if you had an apartment there, like I literally was looking for an apartment. Like I was looking for a room for next week. There's so many apartments on there. They run them out for $100 a night, and it's on that Verbo or whatever, and it's non-refundable. They tell you straight up, like this isn't through anybody. This is through this person. It's non-refundable. You pay it up front, and there.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm over here stretching and stuff.
I go enough.
Right.
Good night. Thank
Good
you,
night.
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was awesome. Thank you. You were great.
No,
Thank you.
you. Everybody was great. It was cool to be a part of this, included
Please
with
give Lourdes a kiss for me. And I love you both. And I cannot wait to investigate with you guys again.
Let's plan it.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Kerper Nation. Belita's cute. She's so cute. All right. I mean, you guys are like, no Airbnbs. They have Airbnbs. I'm just saying, like, even if I got an apartment and you're like you pay like $500 a month in Gettysburg, but if you're charging people $100 a night for 4 nights, there's your rent, and that's just 4 nights.
Yeah,
you know. So I don't know. One day I'll own something, even if it's a little square that I could put a tent on and sleep on.
There you go.
Because they do sell land.
There you
That could
go.
be my little Airbnb. You guys want to rent my tent?
It's haunted.
It's haunted. Well, it would be in the park. It would be on the battlefield.
It's a tent on the battlefield.
It's on the battlefield. That would be my selling point.
There's gonna be
There
a
you go.
drawing point there. Yeah,
The
because they're gonna be
entire
like, it's a
town
medical
is
tent.
battlefield. The entire town.
Just rent out somebody's garage.
Yeah, right. John,
or a storage unit.
I'm gonna jump off of here too, but I wanted to just say, Taryn, you guys, this show really is special.
Oh,
And I've watched all of you grow, even whether you were co-hosting or not. And like I said before, this is probably one of the most realist shows out there, and I enjoy coming on because what other shows can you have that you can just come and hang out and you can talk about all sorts of different theories, you can talk about their opinions, you can talk about this, that, and the other, and you can talk about things other than just the paranormal, other than the metaphysical. So, it's real life. And I think that sometimes when we're so focused on research in the afterlife and so focused on, higher self rather than, being in the moment, we lose a lot. And so coming back down to reality and realizing, hey, we're human. Hey, we're here. We're in the now. We're talking. We're hanging out. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you. And that's what I want. That's what I want. And I love that. And the guests that come on say the same thing. Like that was like such an easy show, or that was such a fun show. And I really liked it. The questions were awesome. Like I always get positive feedback, and I'm just blessed for the people that I know and I've met, and you know what I mean? Like I said, without you guys, I wouldn't be here, So I appreciate, because it's time too. You're busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got lives, and they take time out to come on the show. Look how long you've been on. Look at you, Sabrina and Tony. You guys have been like troopers. Like,
right.
I mean, people really, you got to put the time aside. Look at Sherry and everybody put time aside tonight to come out and, hang out. So
I think Anthony says it best. Every time he talks about Paranormal Brew, he's like, it's so organic. And I actually like that word. Because, just like, you could do whatever you want. Say it was always like just shooting a shit. It wasn't scripted or anything like that. It was really organic, and we just did our own thing, and we enjoyed each other's company and everything. So I think probably the best word was that when he talks about it, he's like, I really liked it because it's just organic, and it just like there was nothing that you didn't have to worry about it or feel funny, or like I said, it was just everybody having fun,
Yeah. We did have fun. We had a lot of fun.
Mhm.
You know, and early on, I was, you know, things were, you know, we didn't know any better, right? I mean, we were, you know, and now I've learned so much along the way, you know, through the people that have come and gone even. I mean, even networks that I've worked with and, you know, and people that I've worked with, you know, whether it's a good ending, bad ending or whatever, but I've learned so much from all of it. And even having the people that I've had on and the friends I've made.
Mhm.
So I love every single one of you, even the ones that hate me. Because I learned something, you know, like I've learned from all of it. I've learned from all the, even the bad things that I've been through, I've learned from. So I still love that I went through that, you know, because, or else I don't know where I would be, to be honest with you. So give your mother a huge hug. I am so sorry that she didn't get to really talk.
No, it's okay. Shoot, we were, as you can hear the dogs. I don't know why they're barking like crazy tonight, but no, she was taking care of them and getting ready for, you know, tomorrow. So
yeah. So
reach out to her.
Yes, tell her I love her. Give her a huge hug for me. And I love you too. Oh, thank you, Alita. Oh wait, what'd she say? This is what I was saying. Thank you to. Oh, I wouldn't want to send you. I wouldn't want anybody coming. You would be. She would be like, no way. But
right,
thank you so much, guys. Good night.
Bye, John.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night. Did Rob go to bed?
No, he's here.
Oh, okay.
I like your shirt though.
Like, touch it.
I like where the PB is. Wait.
Are you trying to bust?
Oh, you want me to?
I love it.
Oh.
I love it. Yeah.
But what did you think I was going to do? Like this?
Oh my God.
Why would you?
They're missing the Paranormal Brew after hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I should put up the explicit.
It's the exclusive Paranormal Brew swingers.
Well, this is.
That's where we got PORN from.
We're not doing PORN.
I think it's brilliant.
I don't.
Just saying.
Nope.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
brilliant.
forget. I mean, I don't remember if it was it at the center when we were talking about, and we
Porn?
said, "Oh, that sounds like porn." That says
I said we were talking about that I was perverted, and I said if I were to come up with a group and this and that, and I said I would have to make it out so that the monograms would have to be something perverted, and you know, on paper you would write out the entire name for the clients, but I would make shirts where it would be like PORN, you know, and because
I'm trying to remember if we were at the center when we were talking about that, or were we? Where were we?
I think we were at the Medford place.
That's what I'm saying. The center.
The center. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was like, when was that? I mean, I remember it was a long time ago that came out. And then I forget where we were, and I said it had to have been the center. It's just because I remember Beth laughing, and we couldn't stop laughing.
Well, it's coming to fruition.
Nope.
Yes.
Sabrina, you're my negative case person. You're my first on the crew. You and Tony. So Tony, I'll put Tony as like a metaphysical type person, and you're the negative case person.
Thanks.
Happening.
Not gonna happen.
Alita.
I'm sensing you are horny, but you also want to investigate.
It's not going to say that. It'll say paranormal organization, research, and network.
It's not gonna say that.
Oh my gosh! You know, I think have you seen the people that go on that show? They said they had sex with like a ghost. Their relationship with ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen those cases? Yeah.
That woman that married the pirate.
Yeah.
No, that's
she
what I'm saying.
divorced him.
Now she divorced him. Yeah, she was pregnant. She was pregnant by him and everything. Wow.
Did they talk about their sex life, or she talked about the sex life?
Yeah, she said it's the best sex she's ever had.
Did they have ghost babies?
she claimed at one point to be pregnant, and then all of a sudden she was divorcing him. So
She got a Casper baby.
I don't know.
Little Casper.
That little Casper.
I couldn't even follow the story because it was so ridiculous.
This Slimer. There's Slimer that comes out.
Like, why doesn't like
she produced a Slimer?
Alita, what's your band name? I'm curious. I didn't know you were in a band. I'm learning all this stuff about people lately that I've no
No.
Alita, did you see that I shared your? I couldn't find your website because it's not linked to your page. She has like a page where she paints your pets. You know, married a pirate. Married a pirate. Oh wait, hold on, wait. What? Yeah, I know. What's your band name?
Married a pirate.
Married a pirate. Wait, is that her band name?
LMO.
So
like, do they need protection?
Oh, and married a pirate.
Do they need protection?
Oh, it was Prego. I got it now. Look, did you see this? How long that took?
Oh, the Cherry Lickers.
The Cherry Lickers. What?
Is that the band name? The Cherry Lickers?
Cherry Lickers. That's really good. That's not bad. But of course, and my paranormal group is porn. But that's why Cherry Lickers is a band to me.
Your paranormal group is not.
It's not. It's Paranormal Organization Research and Network.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna put questionnaires together, and it's gonna have it.
She's lying.
Okay.
We lost all of you.
You ready? Oh, Paris said didn't get it to form it completely. It was called the Cherry Lickers.
Oh,
Wow. Yep.
that's funny.
Mhm.
The Cherry Lickers.
Paws on the Heart. That's what it is. Paws on the Heart. I love it.
Oh, does she have a website?
Yeah, Paws on the Heart.
Oh, it is Paws on her.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I was trying to last minute. I was trying to find it because I made that because she made a cake and I shared that. So I was going to put the Paws on the Heart under Zeus's painting,
Oh, okay.
which I still have to order from her because she did it. But I want to get it from her because I want to hang it up. But yeah, Paws on the Heart. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a chubby black short hair.
What?
No.
Dars.
Oh,
Oh.
well, no.
No, I don't have a chub, right? I said chub.
I don't. No, you
Chub-
said we have a chubby. Like I thought you meant chub.
No, chub.
But
We're so tired.
I know.
Rob, let's say good night.
No, I was like saying because my Coda, my mom's dog died. So my dad would like that, like for Father's
Yeah,
Day.
that would be awesome for
Mhm.
sure. You saw Zeus, and she made
Yeah,
it
it was
look just
really
like him.
good.
So I just have to get it.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'll have to-
every time I talk about Zeus, Nixie just still. She's like, I'm like, where's Zeus? She's like, looks for him. She loves him. All right, I have to take night.
Oh yeah, no.
I know. This is way past our bedtime.
Yeah.
We're
We've
usually
been on for
sleeping by now.
I've been on for 3.5 hours. It's just the same as when I woke up last week and I was like, 5 years? It doesn't even feel like it. How is it 5 years? It just doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't.
No, actually, it feels longer.
You think it feels longer?
Mm-hmm.
What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about? Because Sabrina said it feels longer?
Oh. Yeah, it does.
Oh, gosh. See, they're still like perverted like I am.
It was past 12.
Oh,
All the
you're
kids
thinking
are
that way
bad.
too? Am I the only non? Oh, you're not. Okay.
This is Adult Swim.
It's fans only.
Paranormal Brew,
Fans
Adult
only.
Swim.
That was another thing.
Double X, the Triple X Adult Swim Paranormal.
Yeah, we're
Brew.
live.
After 12.
This is
Because
what?
it's rated R before, you know.
Well, there's 3
midnight.
people watching, and it's me, Sabrina, and Alita. So it doesn't matter.
All the people can watch this afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can watch the show. She posted it.
Okay.
She's already trying to get a fans only on the Brew.
All right, guys.
I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
It was fun.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I can't wait. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know. You haven't seen
I haven't seen
Garth. You know, little baby.
Oh, Alita, I did. I downloaded it. I love the last one. I'll share it with the Peaches. I know. I'll share it with them, and I'll get back to you. It's great. It's an awesome little logo that she did. It was really cute.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I downloaded it to share up here, and I totally forgot. I'll share it to them in the private chat. I'll let you know.
Piece of shame.
I know. I suck. But thank you. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out. It's so good having you guys here with me. It's good seeing you guys again. You guys look great.
It was great, man.
Huh?
I said you guys look great. You guys look awesome.
Oh, I wish I. This is television. Yeah, you don't see me in person.
No.
Wait till you see tomorrow. You're gonna be like, "What the hell happened to you?"
How cute was Beth though? She was like, "All right," and she started talking, and I'm like I wanted to text her, be like, "Bethy." So adorable. I'm telling you. But yeah. So I will see you tomorrow.
All right.
And thank you so much for hanging out. Everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out. Bye
bye.
I'll see you guys. I think.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. I'm the last man. Celebrating 5 years.
Say goodbye.
Good night. Alita, Trooper.